welcome to the new, wonderful Here Be Dragons. We were once to stumble on in, but too many problems with stumbling and missing hit points. Oh, lights.
We did it again.
Lights, we did it. Well, we've blinded the DM. Game over.
Sorry about that.
Lights turn on, players die. We are Here Be Dragons. I'm going to go quickly across the couch. My name is Jared Sarton. We have Lindsay Sarton, Lauren Bird, Nathan Ondrasek. Oh, Tinkerbell Sarton down there on Lauren's lap. And a guest on the couch, Hal Lublin here.
Who's already got a shout out.
Hello.
That's me, Ash.
So,
And then the
Ash.
mustache.
yeah, the stash. The stash is currently residing on Bigsby Lufaloo's face.
Yeah.
Bigsby is back.
Bigsby's back, baby.
Bigsby is back. So, welcome. It's funny to be in this DM chair again, but
It's
It's
a new
been
chair.
a while.
we're here. It's been
It's
a
a
while.
new chair too.
It's a
for
new
you.
chair for me. I've sat in it. It's comfortable. If I fall asleep, you guys win.
Oh, I like this new game.
Get him warm milk immediately.
Warm milk.
Immediately.
I might not have warm milk, but you know what I do have?
That's why you wanted coffee today.
Yeah, so I don't lose. So quickly.
Cole would like to know what colour make blue.
I'll never tell. Red and green. Don't
Red and
question
green.
it.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Answers there. Well, we have some sponsors here that help us out. Couch, would you like to introduce some of them?
Yeah, well, one of them we've got is Blacksmith Craft Dice. They roll exactly what you need. I rolled this one once today. It rolled me a nat 20. So I think I've said as much as needs to be said about the beautiful dice people that we know.
Blacksmith Craft Dice can be found linked below in our Twitch. Goes right to their Amazon page. They make some really cool dice. So the large thuds you hear, that's not earthquake and debris falling, that's just the dice rolling.
And they have new colors and stuff coming out soon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Well, they
Keep
already
an eye
released
there.
They
one.
got
Yeah.
these, but in like an iron colour.
Oh, I like that.
You like these?
They're
Have a-
very, heavy. As somebody just coming in,
Mhm.
I know they're not paying me to say anything. Or giving me dice, but they
We're
could.
not kidding.
They're they're so nice and heavy. I love it.
I'm pretty
They're
sure
really good
these
feel.
might have been made from the very stones that killed Goliath.
That's the promise. Every set of dice.
Every
Kill
set of
the
dice.
giant. Yeah.
Kill the giant. We'll
Did
run out of
giant
giant
kill.
slaying stones soon, so order
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
And then when you get your blacksmith craft dice, you obviously need a super awesome dice bag, right? So
True.
Critical Treasures, she has amazing stuff. My cute little dragon scale dice bag. If I can
Dice
say it.
bag.
She has a ton of different patterns. She even makes a giant. She made a giant one. Did you guys see that? It's
For,
literally
for
the
Hal's giant
it's like
dice
the
over there.
size of the book.
300 dice is what it can hold.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
but she stopped putting them in.
Oh, she stopped
it
at
holds
300?
More. She stopped
How could
at
she
like
stop at
holds
300?
more.
She
It's
ran out of
crazy.
dice.
She ran-
Yeah.
She
But
needs
yeah,
more
and she has
dice.
a bunch of other like stuff on there too, like D&D pins and charms and stickers, and it's super awesome.
Oh
And all
my.
that
It's a
jazz.
nerd store.
It's on Etsy and on our Instagram.
yeah. And there's a link below as well on Twitch. And then finally, we just finished up our first round of Indiegogo, and thank you to everyone who liked, supported, donated. We did hit our goal in the time frame that we wanted to hit it in, which
So
means
deserve that
Indiegogo
point, yeah.
leaves our campaign open a little bit longer for us. So the shirt that Nathan is wearing is built just for a certain backing tier of Indiegogo. And that is the
eyebrows
only
and the
place.
mustache.
The eyebrows.
Man, you're scaring him off.
Makes you want to buy the shirt, doesn't it?
That is the only place you can get that shirt, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be brief so we don't scare you off with the mustache.
Oh, broke
The
out.
mustache is so much scarier when it's right next to you. You can see
Don't
the,
make eye
the
contact.
light gleam off of it, like
Oh.
the right angle.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I oiled it, baby.
Yeah. Terror
think-
has a new face.
Tara has a new face, and I think the first time the mustache made its appearance, we were getting some like solar flare action going on.
We were,
the lens
yeah.
flares were just off the
Mhm.
charts.
Very J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, as I say, it was designed by him, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
It was.
Just by him. There's always a mustache in the back of Abrams films, so look for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we finished our Indiegogo campaign. That is open a bit longer now because they are awesome and they allow that type of thing. So you don't see the set yet. There were some stuff posted in our Discord. So if you're not on our Discord, again, another link below
Where
in
you do
our,
it.
our Twitch. Hop in there, join us. It's a wonderful place to be. You get to see all the fun stuff we do. You get to pick on our characters and cast and Bigsby's mustache problems throughout the weeks that we are here.
There's one rogue hair that's going out like this.
Oh man.
I see one hair.
Oh, I see it.
No,
now.
don't let it live.
Let it live.
That's a grounding wire. It's fine.
You touch it, it kills him.
Yeah.
Bigsby's a
That's it.
goner. The mustache took him down.
Protect the
life
hair
force.
at all costs.
But yeah, so we've got that. We've got some other cool stuff in the works, so keep watching here. September starts our full cast, full season again. So we'll have the main story arcs that you caught up with in the first, 6 episodes? Woo! The first 6 episodes, we get Ari and Ari. I gotta...
You're not.
Ori.
Ori.
It's not Ori.
It's
I'm
not
not a dwarf in the Hobbit.
Okay, so we get Ari back. We get Valari, who nearly kills everyone with wild magic. We get Rumiel and the bread-throwing
Garth Brooks.
Garth. But
Oh.
I am quickly hoping that Garth decides to just sit still and Bigsby decides to hop in. We'll see.
We'll see.
This mustache, it could go on for months and months. Forever.
Until I run
And
out
it's
of
up to you
spirit.
guys. One more thing here before we kick off the game. This fun little box here, we'll introduce it to our guest, contains a bunch of scrolls. We'll see donations on the player's visible screen. They will come in randomly, and when they do, they'll be at a certain level. And I'll get to draw a scroll of various color here. In each individual scroll,
One
there
of those
is...
is supposed to be white. Just so you know.
But there is a white one.
Yeah.
There's a white
just
one.
pretend one
Okay.
of them is white.
Okay, there's a white level here
Red
somewhere.
is what?
Woo,
$5.
pretty.
Red is 5, green is
10,
10.
and white is 15.
20.
20.
20.
Oh.
So, I pull a red scroll for a $5 donation, green at 10, and the white at 20. What this does is it modifies the game in some way. We don't know
We don't
how.
know.
We don't know who, but it could help the DM. It could help the players. It could hinder any and everything, or it could just be fun. It's mostly fun.
Those are
Mostly
the only
fun.
options.
I did spy one in here that says the mustache gets ripped off face immediately.
That was wrapped
That's
up.
the-
That's $100
That's the
one.
$100.
That's the black piece of The
Yep.
black piece of paper in here says mustache comes off at $100.
Gosh, don't.
Is it when we acquire
So
$100
it's-
in
it's-
donations,
no,
or is
just
it
one straight.
$100
So when
donation?
Gamma joins in and sells his kidney,
Yep.
Nathan's brother,
That's my
the
brother.
mustache comes off. So Gamma, I hope you're here and I hope you've sold that kidney. If not, black market it quick. So, without much further ado, we'll dig into the story here. Players, you ready?
Ready.
I think so.
Ready.
We're found in the town of Dragonspire, just a couple weeks after the events. Our adventuring crew has been hanging out, doing their own thing. Bigsby has been eyeing the woods just outside of town, as well as a few other things throughout town. As Bigsby's gone and attempted some shopping. Alohan's been walking through the town, trying to understand the people, the place,
The things.
the things,
All the nouns.
all of the nouns, all of the nouns.
Cool.
Ideas.
That's not a noun.
Person, place, thing.
Person, place, thing.
There's something else.
Rosalind has been eyeing nature as well.
Also
As you see,
flowers.
she's already built herself a wonderful crown of flowers from the market.
I do have a staff of flowering, so.
Staff of flowering, so there it is.
Yes.
And Rogar is hiding somewhere in the inn. We haven't seen him
That
for a
makes
few
sense.
You got the
days.
stomach bug.
The stomach bug,
Popping
yeah.
up fire.
I
Solve
mean-
that rage. Yeah.
He was a dragonborn raging last we saw him.
It's true.
He went to-
You need a real good nap after a good rage.
Sure.
And a good bath.
Yeah, he was blood covered.
Oh,
He's blood
sorry.
Yeah. But today has started off just like many other days in this last little bit of downtime you've all had. The sun has come up, breakfast has been served, you are all seated at a table. We don't see you yet. Sorry, sir.
No, I'm in the
Sorry,
yeah.
sir.
I get it. I'm coming. This
You'll,
is the
you'll
intro.
just kick down the door eventually. We'll see.
let
We'll
the
see.
band play. It's fine. Let me in. It's fine.
It's the band.
Oh, I'm not a bard this time. Sorry.
You're good.
That was why no effect. That was
So
it. That was
our
it.
our characters here are a little bit loopy because they've got voices in their heads right now from
And coffee
previous
in the
previous
cup.
lives.
Because it's the ghosts.
It's
It
the
is.
ghosts.
Wait, what?
Those characters didn't die.
No,
Carry
you-
on.
What?
These
No,
characters
that was-
had encountered ghost-like
Ghosts.
figures, as you
Mhm.
recall.
But that was weeks ago, right?
That was weeks ago. I think you're
They got
now
better.
mostly recovered. They got better.
Mhm.
So breakfast is about finished. The inn is quite quiet this morning. The barkeep steps back into the kitchen, peeks his head out. Hey, any of you want anything else? I'm gonna be closing up the kitchen a little early today.
Doing something fun.
Well, you see, I was gonna go visit some friends, and they've just passed through town, and there's this nice little tavern just a town over that I want to check out. I might want to see what they serve, and but I heard they have great beers, so I'm gonna go try them. But if you need anything else, I'll be here for a little bit longer, and we'll make sure that you have some food later tonight. My brother should be in. He'll cook up some dinner, so don't worry.
What?
If I don't come back and if I don't stumble back in, ha ha.
Question. So you're not going to be open for lunch because it's breakfast, and you said we could get dinner. So
Yeah,
can I
yeah,
get,
I'll
can
be
I
out
get
for
a doggy
lunch.
bag for myself and a doggy bag for my fox, which is different than a dog? Don't you confuse them.
Oh, I haven't
Do you
confused
need
them.
a foxy bag?
Look. Let's be simple, right? Mick, no. And Mick right now is like. No.
I used to speak to animals.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not using a spell slot.
I just want lunch, guaranteed, and then I'm good to go.
All right, I'll pack up some
Picnic.
needs. Picnic. I'll pack up a picnic. We've got some stuff cooking. Yeah. I'll get it to you.
Great.
He hustles back into the
Focus
kitchen.
on the important things. Who needs plot hooks?
All of these plot hooks.
Lunch guaranteed.
Making
Welcome to our
note,
cooking
making
show.
note, lunch to be provided.
All right.
And just as you're all starting to kick back and take a breath, waiting for your doggy bags to show up, your foxy bags, your druid bags, whatever bags of food you want. Outside you hear screaming, and it sounds like the screaming goes running down past the inn towards the town center.
I say, Mick! I jump on his back, and we ride.
All right, you ride.
I'll follow.
You ladies follow.
I
him?
have jumped up there.
It's one of those awkward things where I started riding him before opening the door, so we have to like pull up alongside the door, grab the handle, we back up together, and then we
The
open
ladies
it.
rush out in front of you.
Probably, but we'll pass them. We've got good speed.
So as you get out the door, you see a woman has run down the path, probably a good 120
I
feet
need
ahead
to
of
fact check something. What is McCall J's speed?
you. What is McCall J's speed?
How dare you? We're gonna try.
45.
Yeah, his walking speed is 45.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
yeah,
You
she
can't
probably
touch
ran
that.
past us.
So
I could have a dash.
I could if I dash, and you're just gonna use a dash right now. So this woman is running down the path right ahead of you, and doors are starting to open as she continues to scream, and people are stepping out and peeking down the road, and she stops way up ahead. Help! 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 I need help! And she's waving a tattered rag above her head.
What's wrong, ma'am? As I ride up on a fox. We can't do a cool skim thing. We've maneuvered it before.
Can I have him roll
Shoot.
Yeah.
acrobatics?
Come on, Mick. Oh, that's a 16 on the die. +2.
All right, you do a good little scoot thing, but his butt hops a little and kind of bucks
It's
you.
like a.
Yeah,
Yep.
it bucks you just a little bit, and you're left awkwardly on there as you're trying to talk to her, just leaning off.
Oh, Gamma is here.
Gamma is here. Gamma, just a reminder, $100 mustache comes off, ripped off on stream. Just so you know, Gamma, you love your brother, don't you? But back to the story.
Tanner.
You have a nice skid stop right in front of the lady, and you're yelling out, "What's wrong, ma'am? What's wrong?"
Mm-hmm.
And she turns and jumps back just a little bit at the sight of Fox.
Fox.
Yeah, and then takes it in.
Mhm.
Ah, my son, he's in the forest. Oh, this was his shirt. And you see, as she holds it out, it's a blood-stained, torn-up tunic. At that moment, some of the town guard comes up, and a few others, including a larger dragonborn. Uh-oh. Dragonborn enters the scene. And she starts turning and explaining to the crowd, this is my son, this is my son. He was in the forest. And we can't hear much more from her as she's trying to just tell everyone, this is her son and he was in the forest. And that's all she can say at the moment.
Really quick, as we pause to introduce this character, not to give you less time talking, but Gamma did raid us, which means he brought in a bunch of people with him.
Gamma.
So thank you, Gamma.
Thank you for the raid.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
to
you.
the new
Actually,
viewers
for
that
us,
have
more
showed up.
Hey,
Yeah.
friends.
Mm-hmm. For those that don't know, this is Hal Lublin on the couch
Hello.
guest,
Hello.
and his character's probably gonna start talking.
Point me in a direction, ma'am, and I shall save your boy. Adventure!
I love it.
like
I'm so excited.
Where did you come from, sir?
I come from where people needed me then, but you need me now, and so here I am to save your son. To glory.
I look at this guy. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it.
She puts a trembling finger up and points up the road. The forest. And I think she's even more scared now that a band of crazies has showed up around her.
I say, Mick, sniff it. And so Mick's gonna sniff the piece of clothing,
Yep.
and I'll say, hey, big guy, let's go.
We ride.
I
I
run
start
off after
skipping
him.
behind him. All right.
We just go off for the woods. Oh no, a fox with a gnome and a dragon.
I grab Eleven's hand.
And you two run together behind.
Guess this is me now.
Oh, this is one of the best things ever. Oh.
As you fly past the Stumble On Inn, and you smell some of the food, the barkeep steps out and, you forgot your lunch.
Can I
Just-
grab it?
Oh,
No,
you guys were flying past. Lunch is not provided today. And you're here. I'll leave it. And
Quick shout out, thank you POTUS for the tip. Apparently no scroll necessary, it's just for the voice.
Wow.
POTUS, thank you.
Oh, welcome
Dragonborn
to
voice.
Well, I'm glad you appreciate it.
Well, POTUS, if you want me to draw a scroll later because things are going too favorably for anyone, just let me know.
You reserve the right.
You reserve your scroll drawing till later.
Well played.
So-
well played.
You're all rushing up towards the edge of the woods. And as you get to the edge of the woods, there's a band of hunters standing there. One is clutching his side, and he's bleeding and just kind of leaning over. And the others are around him talking. One's lightly trying to patch him up, and they're all just kind of pointing and showing like different directions and looking all confused.
I want to attend to the injured.
All right.
Let me look at that boy.
All right, sir. Come on over here. Who are you, sir?
I'm Flambler, protector of the weak and fighter for the righteous. And I'm here to help. Who hurt you, boy? Who hurt you?
The young man. I was just hanging out with one of my friends in the woods, and this big beast just came through and plowed into me, and I don't know what it was, but I haven't seen one of those before. My friend's he's in a cottage way in the woods. Oh, he was working with animals, and I don't know if he brought this animal or found this animal, but it just showed up and attacked me and him, and he stayed in the cottage, but and he leans over and coughs a little bit, and a little bit of blood comes up, and He stands up and he goes, "But I'm here. I think we can help him if the beast didn't eat him alive."
In which direction was this creature? Point him out.
He turns. "See those trees through there?" And there's a couple.
You mean the forest?
There's a couple
I can always see
larger
the forest through the
trees through the
Forests
the
have
path.
clearings. Some of them are taller. You can see them above the tree line.
There's
That's true.
They're markers.
There are markers,
He
but
has a hard time seeing.
there are a
things
couple
like
trees that are a bit scratched, as if a claw had come through. You see those? Yeah. you'll find more. Just follow that way. And just as you look up, you hear a way in the distance.
I'm gonna charge towards the sound.
Are you gonna attend to the young man or just charge in?
I'm charging.
I'll turn to the boy.
You'll handle this.
We'll find your friend. You all take him back.
And just as you start charging, one of the men plants a hand right on your shoulder. "Careful out there! Do you know what's in our woods?"
Adventure! Ha
And he's holding tight, and he's just
Quite a grip.
he's just a little bit nervous that you might have had something extra in your coffee this morning, and doesn't want to send you off on an adventure. "Sir, do you know what's in our woods? This boy has a scratch like I've not seen in years. Are you sure you want to just rush in blindly in your state?
In my state?
You-
What do you mean?
You seem a bit gung-ho to dive right into danger."
Well, this is who I am.
In his defense, I'm ready to run in there too.
All right.
Can you tell us
Well-
more about what is in your woods so we can go in with foreknowledge and excitement?
Oh my goodness. Mick kind of sits, and I'm like,
He releases a hand from your shoulder and looks the group over. "Well, this party doesn't look like the rest of the hunters here, so I'm gonna give you some fair warnings. There are some mythical beasts that show up from time to time. And there's not only these beasts in the woods, but there's also
monsters.
you could say that, but there's also a band that
Of the musical sort or the military sort?
more of the military sort, and they roam the woods to protect its inhabitants. We here just protect our town from these creatures. We have an understanding with them, so be careful. And oh, but you'll need this." He walks over to one of his other hunter friends and digs through his pouch, pulls out a small leather pin, painted black and looks like a leaf, and holds it out. "You must show this to these adventurers, this wandering rogue party, so they know who you are. Otherwise, you might get into a tussle with them."
I reach out and take the pen,
All right?
and then I just walk to the woods.
"But I haven't told you about the beasts."
I'm still listening.
All right, there's mythical beasts that some say wizards created, some say wizards summoned. They take different shapes and different forms. Year after year they show up, but this year they're a bit more dangerous than most. I have not caught a glimpse of what they are yet, but they have shredded the trees and have wounded this.
Shredded the trees.
As they run through, they look like they have clawed and marked their paths. But this young boy here seems to have gotten in their way, and we've lost a couple others already this year. Good luck.
How hurt does the boy look?
He's bleeding pretty bad, but he does have a few people tending to him, and town's only a few hundred feet
so
behind.
he could be stabilized on his own. He doesn't need you to do it.
He could be stabilized on his own.
That's
Hopefully
fucking cleric.
these hunters are knowledgeable in that, and they didn't lose their medic or anything, you know.
You're fine. Lots of pressure.
Okay, sir. Go get him for me.
We ride!
As you enter the forest, you notice claw marks about 7 feet up on the trees, as if something was running through and like grabbing on, almost turning on the tree, like using it as leverage. There was a chase through here, only a couple 100 feet in. The forest gets denser and darker as you look forward, but you do notice a small path that leads kind of windingly in.
Yeah.
The path.
Yeah, probably should take the path.
Following the markings.
We continue.
As you continue forward,
I'm sticking to like the trees.
You're sticking to
off
the trees?
path.
As we walk, are there small stones on the ground?
you're in a forest. Yeah, you'll probably
I'll
find some
take 3,
stones.
please.
All right. You take 3 small
It's
stones.
the best cantrip ever.
3 small stones enter your possession.
Great.
Anyone else want to do an inspection, looking around as you're walking through the forest?
How high up are the slash marks?
About
7
7 feet up.
That's right. That was said. Probably.
Probably.
How many claws?
It looks like one here, a couple that might have been older
I mean,
there.
like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
There's 4 claws in most of them. Some of them are 2 or 3, but they're a little less deep in the tree.
Are there any tracks on the ground?
There's a lot of tracks. There's some larger bear-like tracks. There's some horse tracks. There's also some smaller dog and cat-like tracks, as this wood seems to be full of creatures.
Is there a scent to the claw marks? Is there any particular scent left by them?
As you lean in to give a whiff, as you smell the tree,
Smell that tree.
you do smell a
Fine.
faint irony twinge to it, but nothing that you have a strong sense on.
Smells a little like metal.
That would be weird.
The
What was
tree
it?
smelled like metal. Is what he said.
Metal tree. I knock on it.
I think maybe he means from the claws.
Oh.
Can I do a history check just to see if I've encountered anything like this in the woods before?
Yeah.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
Yes, you can.
Great. So that's a 16 on the die, but I can cast guidance.
That's a 15 on the die.
I have a +1. Sorry, 15 on the die plus my +1.
All right, all right.
Do I need to cast guidance to give myself a boost of +4?
I mean, you may.
Great. 18.
18. You study the claws, and they're bear-like in nature, but they look a little off.
It looks like a weird bear.
A weird bear roams these forests. Better be careful.
What's weird about him? Is it a
Here be
personality thing?
bears.
No. Dragons. Here be dragons.
Oh, right.
It was a dragon?
We took a lot of time to rename.
Here be bear.
Here be bears. That's our spin-off. That's the child's version of D&D.
There you
Here be
go.
bears.
Alright. I'm good to keep going.
Yeah, Mick's gonna try and be on the lookout for the scent of the boy.
All right.
And then I think we gotta follow the freshest claw marks on the trees, probably.
Yes.
All right.
I agree. Sorry I don't have more to add.
That's all right.
Very into the action.
We probably
It's
long
very
enough.
exciting to me.
He's ready to start smashing.
It's a long ride in.
Flambler?
Flambler.
Flame broiler.
Rosaline.
Hello. Greetings to you.
We skipped over that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
on Bigsby, this is Mick.
I'm like in the trees, like you, like
That's
in the
Evelyn.
foliage. I'm using my.
You're
And that is
climbing
a
up to there?
bush.
Why look at
No, I'm not climbing it.
Oh, you're just.
But like I have Mask of the Wild, so like when I'm in foliage, you don't see me as much.
All right. So you're hiding. So somewhere there's a third.
Wasn't there another one of you here?
I also don't know. Mick! Do you smell her at least?
I can see her. I also have Mask
Yeah,
of the Wild.
she's
right there.
What do you mean you have, what?
We're both wood elves.
Oh. Them.
We're
Them.
home.
Them.
Alright. I've got,
Not related,
yeah, no,
clearly.
clearly.
Right. So you've had your introductions, and as you've had your introductions, Mick puts his nose up in the air and catches a scent of something, and starts leading you around the tree there, Bigsby. And on the other side of the tree, you see what appears to be a dead hunter. He's
Oh.
been mauled, per se. And laying next to him, he's got a small quiver. Nothing too important, but it appears empty. It seems like he fired his shots and was finished off.
Can go up and close his eyes.
As you go up and close his eyes, you do notice that there's a gash across his face that appears more talon-like than claw-like.
I brought that to the party.
Can I search to see if he has anything else on him?
Are you looting the body?
I'm looking for clues.
How fresh is the body also? That's what I'm looking
Yeah, like how warm is it?
It seems like he's been dead 6 or 7 hours. Like it was an early morning hunt.
for. Mm.
And the only claw mark is on his face?
Oh no, his chest is all torn, but he's got a gash across his face that looks a bit different.
Oh, okay. But I searched his body.
All right, you're searching his body. You do find a small piece of paper folded up, and in the center of the piece of paper is what appears to be a cage drawn, very small. So the paper is about 4 inches by 4 inches, but the cage drawn in it is about a ½ inch in any direction.
And how big is the quiver?
The quiver looks like it carries about 10 or 12 arrows. It's a small green quiver, very old leather. The edges are worn as
Well,
this
I
has
mean,
been
like,
in
is
use.
it like he was human?
Yeah,
Or,
he was
okay.
human.
Can I take the quiver?
You may take the quiver. Nothing else is found from your inspection.
Hmm.
Can I like slightly like discreetly like hide the paper? Like I don't know if they saw me
Sure.
take it, but I'm just like.
I need some rolls to happen. Perception. To
Perception!
See if sleight of hand.
Can I roll my sleight of hand?
You can roll your sleight of hand.
14.
My passive is 15.
Yeah.
12.
I have
You
a
rolled
29
minus one
on
perception.
stealth.
A 29 on sleight of hand. So-
yeah, 29 on sleight of hand.
Is that from taking
What?
it, looking at it, and putting
What?
it in your pocket?
I rolled,
How did
because
you
I
get
rolled
plus
a
9?
20 and I have a plus 9.
Oh, so you're not 20 then?
You nat
Oh,
20'd
okay.
it. First dice roll is a nat 20.
All right.
Yep.
Nice.
There
Well
it is.
done.
And
20 dice.
your plus 9 on there, you could have
Yep.
probably shoved a whole bowling ball in your backpack and they would have noticed nothing. They would have been like, oh, leaves.
Jeez.
I mean, you could have even scarfed a sandwich or two that you, if you slowed down just a little bit, would have picked
He
up from
didn't
the
have
inn.
any like money or anything on him, just the paper.
You find 2 silver pieces, but
Okay. Thanks.
geez, picking him dry.
So
Does
this
he-
is not
wait,
Valari.
Does he have one of the black patches?
He does not. No.
The leaf pins, you mean?
Yeah, one that thing. We know what I was saying.
Well, we know you said black patch, so.
We do. Does he have an eye patch? Like a pirate?
He might have. Eyeballs gone.
Oh, well, I
Oh.
will never know. He could use one now.
Can you remind me? It was a cage, just a cage on the paper.
A small cage drawn in the center.
The,
Right at the fold.
Okay.
So one of the great things about me, I might be not like automatically hidden because I'm a wood elf, but as a ranger, I do know how long it's been since the creature passed when tracking them.
Are you talking as Bixby or are you talking?
Yes.
I'm always pretty.
Okay.
The mustache goes on. He's no longer Nathan. He is Bigsby.
Yep. I've been saying all this particular part out loud in the game.
Yeah, that's what I was clarifying.
He's describing the rules of his nature to everybody, and they're like, players hand what?
According
I have 2 of
to the law passed down about rangers,
Mm-hmm.
I'll know how long it's been.
Well, how long has it been then?
Allow me to think.
Are you tracking this guy specifically?
I'm tracking the beast. So how long has it been since the beast has been here?
Oh, it's been roughly 6 hours.
Okay, so I didn't know if that was the same time.
Okay,
Maybe
6
double
hours.
back.
6 hours, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds. If
Aha!
that matters
6 hours,
exactly
12
to you.
minutes and 47, 48, 49, 50. Do we get the idea?
We should carry on then. We're behind.
Are there any arrows or groupings of arrows anywhere around that would show us the direction that the
You
hunter was firing?
see a few arrows that were coming, like stuck in trees, from the direction you came from, as if the beast ambushed behind.
I see.
That was rude. Sneaky little
Alright,
minx.
so we'll
Is
keep
it a
tracking.
minx? A big minx. Sorry, thought I saw
Wings
it.
with talons.
I guess we keep
Keep going.
Going into the woods.
As you carry on this little path into the woods, you do hear some roars up ahead
I wish.
that have
I
a
wish to go to the
slight
festival.
screech to them in a way. And it sounds like there's not just one creature making this. There's multiple.
Hey everyone.
Hey
Grab my
everyone.
short bow.
The other great thing about rangers is that we can often tell how many creatures.
Wow, how many?
Let me think about it.
Can you also kill them with your thoughts?
The great thing about rangers is
The mustache just kills everything.
Yeah.
They don't
Go look at it. They're
I
killed by
take it
its
off.
charm.
It's like a boomerang.
Where
It comes
else?
right back to my face.
It's the old
It's the most painful boomerang ever.
It's the,
Don't sneeze in public.
It seems to be energy.
Yeah.
Well, he sneezed at a diner, everyone's dead.
Oh no. Boom.
Mr. DM, I
Not
know,
again.
I'm taking my short bow out.
Alright,
I'm
Short
trying my great sword.
great sword out.
You sketching it? You use paints, watercolors.
I work in pastels.
Can I climb the tree? Can I climb the tree?
Yeah, you may, but it's a fairly dense forest. As you get up into the tree, you don't see much
Well, I
more.
don't need to go very far.
Okay. Are you gonna traverse the trees then?
Not right now.
Alright.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
So the roars are coming from a few hundred yards away, and as you all squint and look, it appears there may be a clearing ahead. You see that it's a little brighter in there, so the sun's breaking through.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stealth up to the edge of the clearing.
Right. As you're stealthing
Oh,
forward,
Nick.
you get rich aromas of damp, wet leaves, almost overturned, more than you'd expect in the forest. So there was a tussle or some commotion through here not too long ago. There's a few broken sticks, another couple claw marks, and I'm going to need you to roll on your stealth to make sure you can stealth up there.
Do you want me and Mick to go? Because we're together.
Are you on the back of Mick?
I thought I was still on the back. We
Okay,
were
then
like,
have Mick.
I'll let Mick do it.
Mick roll.
Uh-oh, Mick.
How
Oh,
far
jeez.
is the clearing? from
I
where you were?
give
About-
guidance, you can
about
get a plus
200.
4.
Yeah,
Roll
yeah,
a
yeah.
d4.
So it's a ways out.
It's a cantrip, might as well.
Oh no. I just want to make
Is there a
sure.
dance for
What would be
this?
required of me to traverse through the trees?
No, really?
If you can make jumps.
We're just gonna make sure he
Okay.
doesn't have any
I
some
can't
sort
because
of
I
I-
have. Sorry.
some sort of trait that says not that one. Get behind me, Satan. So that was a 1 on the dice. Do you want to know all the additions?
I don't need to know all of the additions because it's probably negative something, right?
No, for him it's +5
Oh,
on
sweet.
stealth.
On stealth. Well, as he walks forward, not only does he snap one twig, but he snaps a twig with like 6 steps. And every time he jumps just a little and kicks some of the
Oh my! And my response.
you're
Stop it! What are you doing? You're making me look bad.
you're bucking around and he's trying to stealth and he's trying to find his footing at the same time too. So it looks like a little bucking bronco display here with a gnome on top of a
So
bouncing
I'm gonna
fox.
go like, I want to say, all right, look, stop it, and I'll get off of Mick because that's just uncomfortable. Is what it is.
All right, I need you to roll your acrobatics as you're jumping off of a bucking fox.
Well, my acrobatics is a 13.
Would you like
Look, I don't think you're close enough to poke me on the shoulder while this is happening.
You jump and you land square on your feet, but you snap a twig under each foot as well. You guys are making the most sound in the woods.
I like slowly slink away from them using my Mask of the Wild to.
All right.
Yeah.
That leaves just.
I'm gonna charge in.
All right. So they're about 200 yards out, so you got a ways to rush up. Mick barely made it about 40 feet before he just started doing his display because he was going to stealth in. Aloan had a question a little bit ago. She's going to be climbing through the trees.
Yeah.
For 200 yards out, I'm going to need you to roll 5 acrobatics to see that you do make your jumps. And you can roll them in order,
Okay.
so that way
First roll,
if you
yeah.
fall, you fall.
Okay.
First roll.
It's a 10 plus a 7 is 17.
All right. You make your first jump. A few leaves fall down. You're 1/5 of the way. Uh-oh.
That's a 9.
It's a 9 plus
Yeah. No, that's a 9.
a 9 total.
Yeah.
As you jump, you land on a branch, and you realize as your toes are just starting to touch the tree, you don't see as many leaves on this tree. The branch snaps a bit, but you catch yourself, and you are able to drop fairly quietly after the initial snap. And now you're on the ground next to the rest of the group. You actually land
As
right.
we're all
You actually
like-
land right next to Flambler.
But I get to keep moving forward.
You can keep
right?
moving forward,
Okay,
yeah.
But I can still use my stealth and Mask of the Wild.
You may, but you land right next to Flambler at this point, and he finally meets the 4th person in his new party.
There you are.
So far, so good, everyone. We're nailing it.
Right.
Really loud.
Flambler, would you like to try your stealth? Because the rest of them are failing at it?
I wasn't really sneaking, but I'll give it a
It's
shot.
alright.
He's like,
Alright,
I was
to
just
fit in with the
running
party.
Yeah, I think it'd be only fair.
He was gonna run
Take
in,
a
but
shot
on
here.
tiptoe.
Yeah, but it's
Okay,
tiptoe.
so let's do your tiptoe rush.
Drag.
19.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
This
That is
Flam-
one
I'm
agile
embarrassed. I
dragon.
am personally embarrassed.
Flambler is up on his toes, and he's scooting forward just ahead of you guys at a nice
like
pace.
Scooby-Doo
And there's
style.
only 1 or 2 leaves just kind of fluttering next to him. And the rest of you, having all of your traits and having your affinity for the woods, are just staring him down as he's quietly rushing ahead.
What are you taking?
Big muscular gazelle.
Big muscular
6'6",
gazelle.
solid wall, just running lightly.
Sword up and over
Sword
the
up,
shoulder.
yeah.
You all get about 20 feet from the edge of the clearing where you can start seeing what's in there. And around the trees, you see a small, beat-up cabin about 70 feet in. The clearing seems to be this perfect circle around the cabin, as if it were a nice, well-groomed garden area at one point in time. But now it's all run over, the grass is a bit longer. But as you look through the grass, you see torn tufts as if something had rushed through, and there's a few more tussles here. And you hear just a light, like, whimper from in the house. But as you hear that, you hear boom, boom, a big pause around the forest. There's one off to your right, about halfway around the circle from you. So a quarter turn of the circle, and there's one off to your left, about a quarter turn of the circle that you hear approaching. And then also behind the house, you hear a slash and a claw against some wood. And the roar that you hear now has more of a screech to it.
Can I roll?
I'm gonna prep my shirt.
Alright?
Can I roll to see if I recognise that sound at all?
You may.
What would that be? Animals, history.
Animal handling usually, but if you want to use history as like if you recall.
We'll go with animal handling.
Alright.
It's a soft 20.
Soft 20. You can't say you've heard that specific sound, but it sounds like a weird mix of bird and bear.
Oh.
I was right. I knew it.
I'm gonna be like, everyone, I've got this. And Mick and I are just gonna walk out, all casual and calm like, non-threatening, because us gnomes can be. And are there any animals that approach me?
No animals would approach you.
So far, so good.
You do hear more tussling in the forest, almost about at the edge where the rest of your friends were, but to either side. Again, half or a quarter turn around the circle, as if
So if
you've
we were at
approached
6
from the-
o'clock,
Yep.
9 and 3,
9 and
we
3,
hear
yep.
tussling, and then also at 12 behind
12
the cabin.
behind, but you can't tell how far behind the cabin.
Right, gotcha.
And there's somebody's being attacked within the cabin. It sounds like.
You don't hear someone being directly attacked, but you hear scratches at wood, as if something's clawing to get in, or through a door, or through a wall, or
Okay.
something like that.
I follow him into the clearing then to head to the cabin because we're here to protect the boy.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna charge at the cabin.
You're gonna charge at the cabin. I'm gonna need one more stealth from all of you who go out, just to see how well your sneakiness
Here's
is.
me. And here's Mick.
Are you, Alohan, are you staying in the forest or?
I'm still in the forest.
All right,
Well, that one cooled off. I got an 8.
8.
Bigsby has a 14, and Mick has an 8 as well.
13 for me.
Yeah.
13.
I am gonna climb the tree. No.
You are gonna climb the tree and get a bird's eye view.
Yeah, a higher view.
Yep. As you climb the tree, you don't get a full look over the cabin, but you do see like a claw come up and kind of hit down against the back side of the cabin. You guys are approaching the front of the cabin here. The door looks all clawed up as you get about halfway there. So you're about 35 feet in from the edge of the forest and 35 feet from the cabin. What Alohan does notice, because you guys weren't as stealthy as you might have thought, was from the sides of the forest, 2 large bear-like creatures, each with a bird's head,
Yep.
come rushing in.
And
I call out. I speak birds of prey, so this is just an attempt. But I'm gonna screech out. We mean you no harm. Kind of like that.
You seem to speak a different dialect than these
Worth a shot.
creatures. One of them kind of skids just a little bit and then continues bearing full force towards the
Bearing.
group.
Otis says, "Here comes the ouchies from the owlbears."
can I also want to turn to the one, let's just say at the 9 o'clock. I
So
wanna do
your right
some more.
or your left. Sorry,
My
your
left.
left. Yep.
And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the Crocodile Dundee thing. And because I have primeval awareness, an innate ability to communicate with beasts, and they recognize me as a kindred spirit. Through sounds and gestures, I can communicate some simple ideas to a beast as an action and can read its basic mood and intent.
Not now, Bixby.
Well,
I learned its
I'm just
emotional
picturing
state.
You're not able to communicate to it, but you're able to understand it a bit.
Mhm.
There is rage and fear in this creature's mind, but the rage really outweighs everything else. And it's locked its sights now on you because you're putting your fingers out and trying to read its mind, that it does feel your presence a bit. And at this moment, unless there's any other slight actions you'd like to take for these things bearing down on you,
How close are they?
they have come out of the woods and they're probably about 45 feet
Okay.
from you guys. So
Not
they're
close enough.
still a bit
No.
out of range to do anything.
Are there any actions that
spectacular.
I can take to persuade it not to attack?
At
That's
this point?
horrible.
At this point, it's charging you.
Okay.
It's bearing. It's owl bearing down on you.
Yeah.
Well then,
Is this where we roll
Can I
for
just
the
initiative?
last
that
thing
my
I
bow
do
is
before
ready?
that. Oh, what did she say?
Oh, my bow is ready.
Your bow is ready. Okay.
I'll just go. Yeah, no, we gotta fight.
And now you roll for initiative.
I tried.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh no, this one's going back in the bag.
So
I rolled a 1.
she rolled a 20 and he rolled a
Back
1.
in the bag. Goodbye.
What'd you roll?
I rolled
Done.
an 18
Done.
plus 5 gives me 23.
Plus 5.
Oh, I have a 20. Well, nat 20 plus 2.
All right. We will start with Bigsby. What is your number?
Mine is a 21.
21 total.
What is with these initiatives?
Huh?
21 total.
Yes.
Owen.
23.
23. Sorry, I'm just going through here.
The 23.
We have Flambler.
1.
1.
Yeah, 1.
1
Yeah.
total.
Yeah, 1. 1.
What was that?
Sort of 1.
This dragon
Modifier.
has lost his.
What? 1.
It's a 1.
100?
That magic potion's wearing off. Have you seen my calculator?
Back to a chameleon.
McCall J.
Mick is rocking a 15.
Call J Fox. Rosalind.
I had a nat 20, but I get to add 2, so it's only 20.
I had a nat 20, but I get to add.
That 20s don't really count in initiative.
Well, I know, but I'm not taking notes. So.
All right. Aloan, you are back in the trees, about 70 feet from the cabin. For where you're at, these owl bears rushing into the sides are probably about 55, 60 feet from you because they've come in a bit. And if I'm doing my geometry correct, yeah, about 60 feet from you.
60. And so the closest one is like.
They're about 60 on either direction.
And the one is charging him.
They're both charging the group as
We're together.
they're together halfway between
Oh,
you and the
okay.
cabin now.
Well, I'm gonna loose an arrow at one.
The left or the right?
What side am I on?
You're
Am I on the right?
you're kind of sitting dead center, so you get to choose left or right.
Oh, I'll go to the right.
All right. So you fire off to the right, please. Fire to.
Say, Quinn or Fire was hoping you'd jump and
I know.
roll them up.
Not yet. Not yet. Okay, so I'm rolling for. Where's my paper?
Such a satisfying.
It's a
sound.
14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay. As you fire the arrow, you do notice that it skids across the shoulder, but does not actually hit.
What has she got?
Are you kidding me?
14.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm fine with that.
Oh, I'm glad you won.
I just want to say, this is my first time fighting owl bears. This is Nathan talking. It doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like it. Okay.
This is my first time ever fighting owl bears. I'm excited. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I am.
Rosaline.
Got my short bow out, so let's fire that sucker. At the owlbear to our. Which one did she shoot?
She shot at the
The
right.
one on the
I'll
right.
go to the left.
All right. So you're firing at the 9 o'clock position.
Yes. Maybe. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That was 10.
You two fire your shot, but this time it sticks right in the ground, right in front of the owl bear as it's charging.
Does
I
it trip the owl?
Did it intimidate?
Yeah.
Roll for
You're like an
intimidation.
arrow.
Yeah. I give out a
Nope, it
battle
does not.
cry. No, okay. It was a 3 anyways.
All right. And Bigsby Lufaloo
Mm-hmm. How far out is it still?
is it. The bear that
9
you're.
o'clock.
That one I believe I said was about 45 feet from you.
Oh, darn. Then what I'm gonna do is I am going to. Wait, does that take an action? Let's see if that takes an action.
What are you looking at?
My bell of pasture does take an action.
Does.
Darn. Okay.
Because that's a use item action.
Yes. That's okay.
That's okay. I'll attempt something else.
I'll try something else, I guess. I will. Oh, here's something I can do as an action. So I will take my time to do this as an action. I learn the vulnerabilities, immunities, and resistances of a target I see within 60 feet.
Right?
If it's protected from divination magic, I sense it has none of those. I don't think a bear's gonna have divination magic.
Vulnerabilities.
Mm-hmm.
None.
Wonderful. So I look at it, I'm like, I got you. And I'm like, no, you're a real big thing.
Just a real big thing.
And then I am going to move away from that one.
You're gonna head back towards the forest,
I'm
or
gonna head back towards that guy who's about 6 feet tall.
about 6
6
feet
foot.
away from you too.
Yep,
All
that
right.
guy.
All right. So you're gonna go hug up on your new friend and cry for help.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
And I'm not going to use, because I can tell Mick to do something on my turn. He's not going to do something on my turn.
All right. He stands strong.
Mm-hmm.
So you were firing at, or you were staring down the one to your
9 o'clock.
So you're left.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you all have now looked at the bears, you do notice the one to your right is a reddish color. The one to your left is a brownish color, and you haven't met whatever this third one is yet. So You have a reddish and a brownish color.
Oh, what could go wrong there?
It is the reddish color to your right. His turn. And because they have 40 feet of movement speed, they are now within 5 feet of our giant Flambler friend.
Uh-oh. I moved to you. Why did I do that?
Well, you didn't realize that behind you is
Yeah, I
another
didn't
one,
look
I guess.
behind me.
This owlbear comes sliding up and lets out a scream and decides to swing for 26 to hit. So I think that's higher than your armor class.
No, that's.
Oh,
that
you
was
rolled
just-
20. Oh, I see, yes.
No, I'm not
Never
taking
mind.
26 damage.
Whoops,
yet.
whoops.
Yet.
Thank
And
goodness.
dead.
I
Yes,
was like,
he
ooh.
hits. He hits.
Owl bears fall, everyone dies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright.
Oh man.
Oh, we just got an anonymous $5 tip.
Congrats, the party survived 1 hour. It may be our last.
And he hits you.
Well,
For
that's a red
6.
scroll, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is a red scroll.
A red scroll just got
I think
introduced.
we should open a red
Oh,
scroll.
that was POTUS.
Oops, that was POTUS.
Oh.
Oops, that was POTUS. Okay, POTUS.
POTUS, we're
I'm
opening a
going
scroll. May it please be an automatic destruction of
A
your
red
body.
scroll here.
I don't think that's a $5 scroll.
That's probably not even a $20
$5 scroll.
We
Drum
usually
roll,
The
please.
slide it off,
anticipation,
just
just
slide it
slide it off.
Oh, there we go. I didn't know it was that easy.
It's that easy.
It's that
The
easy.
tough thing is tying it back together.
Whoops. DM fail.
Share with the class.
Just for the DM. If so.
Deity of Trickery.
Oh no.
Player gains immediate disadvantage.
Uh-oh.
Roll which
Roll
so
you roll for
I
who?
get a D4 to roll.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Doggo's
then it was
fine.
in
I mean,
turn.
Foxo's fine.
Okay, it's fine.
1, 2.
Buckle my shoe.
Alright.
So, you
Yeah, that's one of the
Say
not
thank
ones.
you.
Thank you. What about the
Immediate
other
disadvantage.
$5? Immediate advantage also to
after his clawed, it is now McCallJ's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna think that Mick heard this one behind us. Probably, because it came up and you said it screeched.
Mm-hmm.
And so rather than move away from the party, he is going to turn around and attack the owl bear.
Right?
So he is going to fight the owl bear. He is going to miss fighting the owl bear. It's only a 10. Right? Wait.
That, is
He
that
might have
all
a
of your
special
math?
thing.
Did you math it all?
Wait, Foxy news your Oh, no, he doesn't have pack tactics. Sorry, too many animal companions are in my brain. Yeah, so that's all. Yeah, only 10.
Alright, Mick turns and jumps and snaps at the owlbear. And it appears that Mick was a bit unaware as to where the owlbear was, and he gets the air, but you can see that there is ferocity in his eyes as he jumped to do so.
Now, the great thing about a fox is that it has cunning, so it can use a bonus action to take the dash action. So he's going to do that and move. I'm going to say he's going to move 60 feet towards about 4 o'clock.
Towards about 4 o'clock, so he's running back towards the forest. He's in the forest at this point.
Okay.
'Cause
He's
you
going
guys
to go
were-
to the
you
edge of
guys
the
were-
clearing and then turn around.
Okay.
And get ready again.
Okay.
Mhm.
DM allows. So McCallJ is over here. Alright, cool. It is now the owlbear's turn that you tried to Crocodile Dundee.
So the brown one?
Really wish that
The
worked.
brown one. He comes running up and skids to a halt and decides to swipe
Swipe or no swiping.
at the little guy who is trying to mess with him.
12.
12.
I don't misses. 12 misses.
He was like getting
So
this
he
thing right.
he jumps and he claws and realizes as he's coming down at you that you're a lot shorter than you had placed yourself in his mind. You're a bigger foe. You messed with him just a little bit there,
I've got in his head. That's how you win a battle.
but it did graze the top of your hair. The stash is all right still. Flambler.
Got that haircut.
I'm gonna have to swing at the guy who swung at me.
Do
Yeah,
it.
that's the only fair thing to
The
do.
red one.
Is to,
13.
13 does not hit.
wow.
So you swing down at this owl bear, and as you swing down, it hits his shoulder and bounces off, but you realize you didn't get your blade just right onto him, and this foe is going to be a bit tougher than expected.
Okay. I'm also gonna well, no, I'll wait. I'm gonna save that for somebody else. Okay.
Alolan, you're in the trees.
I'll shoot another at the red bear.
The red bear, the one on the right that is lashed out at Flambler.
Yeah.
Go for it.
It is a 25.
That definitely does hit.
Take that!
And then, were you going to use sneak attack?
Yeah, I was
here?
about to say that. I didn't say before, but my sneak attack applies in this situation.
Alright.
So I roll 2d6 plus my modifier? Or just.
You roll your attack, and then you add 2d6 of damage additional to it.
So 3d6.
You roll your normal attack, add your modifier, and then add 2d6 worth.
Okay, so the first one is.
Is that a d6?
No, that was
No,
an 8.
because that was a 7 on the die.
Yeah, that was good. Well, that was a 6 plus
Okay.
5 is
So
11.
11. And then your 2d6 additional damage.
It's a 12.
12 additional damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just-
snap!
Are these
son.
are these all
This is a flaming arrow.
are these
I swear to you, like they all.
I will verify they are all
all-
sixes.
are they blacksmith?
On every
all
single
of them?
side.
One of
This
them
is
was, and the other
6.
two were not.
Blacksmith craft dice also rub off on your dice if you
Yeah.
have some in your set because apparently
Or it's the tower.
The tower. It could be
it could be
anything.
the tower. So that comes up to what, 23 worth of damage you just did?
11
Yeah.
plus 12. Yeah, that's 20.
All right.
Yeah, boy.
23 worth of damage. You fire that arrow and it makes no sound as it zips through the air, and you see it lodge square into the chest and not just kind of hit, but sink into the owl bear. And you realize that was quite a punch. A bit of blood spurts out and gets on the Dragonborn's armor. As you sunk that straight in, and the Dragonborn had just come down at him. Rosalind.
Too close, so I'm gonna grab my quarterstaff.
Mhm.
Shoot! And then,
Alrighty.
who's closest to me?
I believe you were somewhat near the center back of the group, so you can step left or right.
The one that just took a pounding.
Alright? So you'll
Yeah,
step to your right.
Going to the red bear.
Red bear.
And I'm going to, at disadvantage,
At disadvantage, thanks, POTUS.
swing to attack.
Thank you so much.
That was a 14, and well, that's a 6. So. Yikes.
Do you have anything to add to it? Is it just 6 straight
It's
up?
6
Plus 5, but an 11 still not gonna hit.
11, still not gonna hit. So your staff glows with Shillelagh, and you swing.
But maybe it intimidates him? Maybe?
You have to get a nat 20 twice on your die, and then it will intimidate.
Twice?
Well, no.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm
Alright.
gonna keep trying.
No intimidation, but you swing down, and you end up just grazing the Dragonborn's armor, and realizing that you weren't prepared for what was happening, and so it bounced off of his armor and totally misses the owl bear. And now there's 2 weapons off to the right of the owl
We
bear.
don't like it either, POTUS. Maybe we'll have to find a.
You're
a
disadvantaged.
choice.
You're disadvantaged.
doesn't
POTUS doesn't like helping the DM.
Yeah.
POTUS. I love you. You're an amazing man, and you may help me anytime you wish.
Meanwhile, Nathan's over here a bit jealous.
It's alright. It's alright. It
I
goes
didn't
to
get one of
Bigsby Loofaloo.
Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I've got one of these guys who just gave me a haircut and I don't like it. So I'm going to take out my sickle and my hand axe and I'm going to wreck him.
You're gonna wreck him.
Yep.
Wreck him.
Wreck 'em, Ralph.
Sickle,
Bigsby.
18 on the die. Hand axe, 18 on the die.
All right,
Both
blacksmith.
hit. And so you're going for the left one that you.
Yes, 9 o'clock.
Alright.
And so, let's see, that is going to be a D4 plus a D6 plus, I have this great thing, so as a ranger,
Oh my gosh. As a ranger.
as a bonus action, I designate a creature, which is what I did with saying I'm going to mess him up. That's how I do that. Within 60 feet, lasts until I do it again. My first hit to the creature with a weapon attack on each of my turns does an extra 1d6 damage. It's a beautiful thing, it is. So here's all the dice.
Here's all of the damage I can do.
That's okay.
Well,
But that is 7 plus 7 because 7 plus 6 because I'm a 2-weapon fighter, so I get to add the beautiful things there. So 13.
13.
And then
And, oh, okay, and then.
I'm gonna throw stuff because I'm getting angry. I get to tell Mick to do something.
You get to tell Mick to
I
do
can
something.
tell him to attack as well. So Mick's
Alright.
gonna go back up to the one.
The one that others are attacking?
Yes.
Right? Perfect.
And he's gonna attack that one.
Yep.
Mick, get your act together! He's got an 8 total.
I'll give you advantage because this owlbear is focused directly on him. Mick is coming right behind.
12. Mick, get your act together!
Mick goes swerving through the grass, almost like he's a playful puppy at this moment, or a playful kid, sorry. And he jumps and he lands on the back of the owlbear and slides off of him, but he doesn't seem to be latching on or anything. He attempts something.
owlbear slide.
Today.
And it is the owlbear's turn
The
that
red
just
owlbear,
had
so-
Mick on his back.
Mhm.
This owlbear does claw out again at Flambler as he is directly in front of him. Does not hit. Does not hit. You lucked out. The claw
even
just
have to
grazes your face barely. You feel the claw kind of scrape a couple scales, but not catch.
It's like a tickle.
My scales!
Shave and a haircut. 2 bits.
Oh no! What will become of my scales? My beautiful red scales.
What about your arpeggios?
Oh, get out.
McCall now that you've slid off the bottom side of this,
Okay, Mick might need to use different dice than me.
well,
Let's see.
That
It's
doesn't-
14.
14 on the owlbear. That hits.
Okay, here we go, Mick.
It's a different bear.
Where did I lost the dice? We'll find it. Oh, that's nice. That's 5 plus 4 is 9.
9.
And
Hits for 9.
if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 10 saving throw or be knocked prone.
Alright, DC 10 saving throw. Nope. He's knocked prone now. Mick,
Good job,
Mick
Mick!
latches in and the owlbear goes down on his chest.
That was Mick.
And Mick did 9 damage, correct? That was Mick. Alright.
Yes, yes.
We have some friends missing Kreslin today.
Oh,
Mm.
poor Kreslin.
I think he'll be back next week.
I think
It's
Kreslin's
Kreslin.
at, Kreslin's
Hold
at
up.
the con.
Ah!
That's the guy. That's Jared. Saying
That guy.
this is his own character.
Kreslin is missing his own character.
Wow.
I'm sorry, man. You
And both
gave us your
Lauren and I were
dates.
like-
You gave us your dates. You could have been on the couch
He's
if
at
you would have
Gen Con.
just, if you would have just said no. I
He's at
won't go to
Gen
this
Con.
cool convention. Instead, I'll go play D&D.
Yeah, no more of this blaming us
We
for not
have-
scheduling you.
I'm Kreslin now.
We have
I'm the Kreslin now.
Uh-oh.
There's a new voice for Chris.
There's a new voice for Kreslin. He's also...
Krislin's actually a Russian
So does that
plant.
make him Nathan 3?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because you are Kreslin now. You are Nathan Ondersek. Couch
The third.
Drissac the third.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I accept.
It's what happens.
Couch Drissac the third. Sir.
Oh, good sir.
That's what we sound like.
Okay.
Now, the owlbear to the left. Still bearing down on you, sir.
I'm not scared.
Just making all the bear
I'm
jokes.
making faces at it.
You're making faces at it, alright? He does swipe and hit your face. 4.
It's what face?
He hits your face. You're making faces at it.
Oh.
Not the
Uh-oh.
stash.
The mustache is coming
It wasn't
How
It
far
wasn't a
did the
crit.
bear have to bend over?
the bear kind of leaned over and goes, just a little wrist action. And so that is
So the funny thing is, Jared doesn't have sound on, so he didn't hear any of what we were saying,
Heard nothing.
and he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
he
find
does
out.
10 points of damage.
On purpose?
Jared, now do you have sound on? Do you have sound there, Jared?
Well, he's
It's all right.
at
It's
the.
'cause it's
he's
too
it's
loud.
too loud. He's at the convention.
Oh,
Yo, it's loud here too. Bears. Dragon
Alright.
turn? Dragon turn?
dragon's turn.
Racco!
All right. I'm gonna have to strike the prone. Do I have advantage on him because he's
You have
in the ground?
advantage on him. He
Way to
is,
go.
he's
Come
not
on.
prone.
Come on, man!
Oh,
You might not need it. We'll do
Yeah.
it again in case
Roll
you
in
did.
case you get a.
In case you crit it.
I mean, it's
Crit.
I don't think I get to re. Oh, I do
Yeah,
get to
you
reroll.
get advantage.
Take the
Yeah,
higher,
Right,
it's
right,
advantage,
right,
so you take the higher.
No.
Alright,
Take
you're
it
taking
easy.
25 though.
25.
Yeah.
Oh, that totally hits. Please do your damage, Flambler.
Yeah, do damage, Flambler.
Oh?
That's 14 damage.
14 damage on the downed
Well, at least
owlbear.
we're hitting hard.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They started it. I
Right.
tried to be nice.
You guys are.
And what's your armor class?
Mine's 15.
Are we gonna throw a gnome?
Is that?
You'll be
Are
okay.
we gonna throw a gnome?
Are we throwing gnomes?
I
No.
don't want to
Yeah.
start
Sure, we can throw
spending
gnomes.
spell slots
We
as
have-
bonus actions.
We have a single gnome we could throw.
Yeah.
Alohan's asking about throwing gnomes.
Right? I mean, I
She's
guess
still
we're
in the
going-
tree, so.
I know. I was just asking if somebody.
Alohan, it is your turn to fire some sniper shots.
Okay, so Red Bear is still being attacked.
Red Bear is still prone. You have advantage if you want to attack him. And then Brown Bear is swiping at Bigsby.
And I get my sneak attack on both.
You will get your sneak attack on either of them because you have friendlies within 5 feet.
Okay.
Brown bear,
I'll go with the prone
All right.
teddy bear.
Yeah.
You only get one advantage. You don't get double advantage on it.
Yeah, no, I get advantage on the hit, and then
Yeah.
and then my sneak attack will finish him off.
All right.
Come on, advantage.
Oh no.
Oh, thank goodness. The first roll was a 4, the second was a 17, plus my 5 makes it 21.
We'll
22.
take that.
Hits.
Okay.
Please do your damage and your sneak attack damage.
Okay, so my
I like
damage is a 6.
All right.
And then you
Wait,
And
no,
then
because
what do
it's
you
11,
add?
so that
It's
makes
an
it
11,
11.
yeah.
And then the sneak attack is a 9.
It was a 9.
So that's 20
20
total.
damage.
20 damage. 20 damage. You fire off another shot that whizzes through the air with a little bit of a hiss this time, as it wasn't quite perfect, but you still hit, and it goes right into the neck of the owlbear, sinks straight through, and the owlbear just slumps.
Wow.
One owlbear down. One more that you see.
I hope these aren't anybody's pets.
Right.
This guy's just like having a bad day with his big dogs.
And it turns to Rosalind's turn.
Oh,
So
man.
it's just the prone one left?
The prone one's dead.
Oh, the
Prone
prone
one's
one's
finished.
dead.
So behind you,
One who
swiping
tried
at
to take out
Bigsby,
my
Yeah.
is
Okay.
the other one.
Then I'll turn to him with my shillelagh.
Right? Shillelagh.
I can't.
She can't today. She just can't.
So apparently you swing over your
I
head
love
with a
nature
sparkling
too much.
staff, and
It was a
you feel a little bit
12.
of growth of your hair come back. What was slashed off, but the staff doesn't quite hit the owlbear.
Of course.
The hair is returned.
Is it my turn?
Bixby Lou Flu.
With that rejuvenation that has been given into my hair, I attack with 1 and 2, and they probably both miss! Because the first one is an 8 and the second one is a 13.
And with that, Owlbear. Double check.
Cookie Lord, it's tough to guess.
You do hit the 13.
I'll hit with the 13!
You do hit
Okay,
the 13
wonderful.
on that one.
Well, because it is my first hit each turn, still get that extra d6. Now, why? Now, what's the point if I get extras if you're just going to
So
roll?
apparently Bree should be wearing
So that's
Yes,
going to be 7 damage.
flowers.
7
Flowers
damage.
all around.
Flowers.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll get to tell Mick to attack him.
Mick.
He's going to run over, swinging with what looks like an 18.
So Mick does expertly get around the party and
Mm-hmm.
jumps to bite.
Jumps to bite. This is the only thing, really.
This is the only thing. He doesn't pull out a scimitar or something random.
I wish he did. I would love one of those. That is a total of 9 damage from Mick.
9 damage from Mick. Is
Possible proning.
possible proning. Stay
Not
tuned
to
as
be
we
confused
roll a different die this time.
Give that bear a haircut.
So, that's
Passes.
Alright, so Mick tears into this owlbear. And it's now Mick's turn. Officially.
Officially?
Because you killed the owlbear in turn order
It's
between.
going to go again. That's a 19 on the dice from
That's bad.
Mick.
Hits.
Boom. 2 more of these bad boys. Plus 8. And another chance to knock him prone!
Alright. 11. You locked out me.
Yeah, I was going to say,
So
you
close. You.
who? You who?
So he did 8 or 9 damage, you said? 8? Correct? Alright. Mick does latch on to the front arm of this owlbear, the one that's not clawing, and shakes a bit and tries to knock him prone. And the owlbear wobbles a bit but stays up.
Wobble away, wobble
It is that owlbear's turn, and he goes to swipe the dog that is now
It's a fox!
Hey.
I just...
off of him
Oh, you alerted this dog.
for
she's
18.
She's agitated now.
So let's see, that hits because he doesn't have anything special, right? No,
No,
no crazy. You can hide from owlbears, nothing like that.
Well, now that you mention
Oh,
it,
now that I
let's-
mention it, as he scribbles it
Dang
on
it.
the
Resistance
sheet.
to owl
Should have used his
bears.
cunning to run away.
As
every
a
single time.
ranger's fox.
As a ranger's fox, it specifically says
Yeah.
cannot take anything from an owl.
He does take 14 points of damage.
Mick, my lad. Alright. He is vertical.
Yeah. Leave that dog alone.
Hey, DM,
Dragon Bolt.
leave my fox alone.
Alright, let's attack
Let's attack. So
the
you.
prone owlbear.
He's not
Come on.
prone.
Is he? Oh, he's
No,
not.
he's
He
standing
almost-
up.
Almost.
Almost.
Had
Had
prone.
2 chances for it.
20!
Nat
It lit up!
20.
It
And
lit
it lit
up!
up.
Oh, I can't.
And
lit
then
Nat 20.
I
What?
don't know if you.
Guys,
Nope,
it-
not gonna show. You'll never
Nat
know.
20.
It
If
happened.
you like put
It
it
was
on your
nice.
hand, does
Nat
that
20.
pressure count?
So, here on Here Be Dragons, we play the house rule of you take your full damage roll
Yep.
plus an additional damage roll, which you make, and then your bonuses. So you get a base of 2d6, so 12,
Yep.
and then what do you add on to that?
5
5, so you're at 17 already, plus whatever you
come
roll.
on.
plus another 10.
Meanwhile,
So
the
27.
druid-
27.
27 damage, critting the owlbear. Fight for the little
For
guy.
27 damage, you turn and you know your blade so well, and you have heard the commotion behind you that you close your eyes as you're turning, and then remember you don't know the party, so you crack one eye open just a little bit, and you see the blade go swiping through and go right over Bigsby's head, not touching his hair,
Thank you.
clipping the owlbear right in the neck, and coming up just before you get to Rosalind, and you close your eye and you bring the blade back, The head goes flying up in the air and falling about 5 feet behind the owlbear as the owlbear drops. And at this point, you hear a screech from behind the cottage. Behind the cottage, you hear this terror come rushing around the front, and this is a large black owlbear with a scar across its chest. And it stops and stares you all down. And it is up to Alohan's turn. And it is standing right in front of the cottage, so it, for you, is about 60 feet flat, so still within range.
How close is it to them?
It's about 15, 20 feet out from them.
Okay. We don't have advantage on him, right?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just loosen it out. It seems to be working fairly well. So.
So you fire an arrow. Let's see what happens.
Well, probably not much.
What was your roll?
It was a 12 plus 7.
That hits.
19.
That hits.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
I don't know who Cookie Lord is, but I need to know your favorite cookie.
Right?
Cookie Lord, what is your favorite
Cookie Lord likes to play bards with flowers, so I'm
So-
already.
The flowers
Okay.
will be back. It's a 9.
9 damage. That arrow does hit.
Oh, such a good choice. Snickerdoodles? Underrated cookie. Cinnamon, sugar, yum.
Snickerdoodles are so good. Arrow does hit. Lodges right square into the shoulder of the bear, just standing 4 paws on the ground.
Yeah.
Rosalind, your turn.
Tired of not hitting stuff?
Alright.
I turn and give the owlbear a look to intimidate. No. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
I'm gonna need you to
Alright.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. And that is a 16.
Dang it! I can't do anything. Okay, you save.
Wait. But does it
There's-
take half damage?
No. I'll save orc. Right?
You sure?
No, I thought it took half damage in the before.
Moon.
Not on my sheet, but if I am.
It takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful.
Okay.
Most
well, that's
saves will
something.
do half damage
Mhm.
on the successful save.
Cookie Lord, no. Wait.
Ah, okay.
That's half.
Thank you.
What?
This is a
What?
new spell for me. We had
You get
people on chat knew
you
it.
get a d10.
Well,
Why are you rolling d12s?
When in
You're
doubt,
supposed to
ask
roll
the chat.
2d10s.
oh, that is a 12.
All good.
I only roll 1 though, because he only
One.
takes half damage.
Well,
You roll 2,
usually
you
you
add
roll
them together,
2
and
when
then
you
you
Oh, okay.
divide. Trust me, just roll it. 6 have 3.
3. It takes 3 points of damage as this
3, my lord.
beam comes rushing down on it from the daylight. Daybeams.
Don't trust chat, apparently. We've got the books to back you guys up.
We've got fact checkers on chat right now. The whole team of them is currently going through every fact put out by this DM and his party. Nothing goes unnoticed. Everything is checked. So let's wait on the line here for the facts. Yep. This just in.
What is it?
Moonbeam is
Uh-huh.
Moonbeam is okay to cast, and you do give him half damage.
Okay. And then
Mustache comes off. What? No. We can't. Okay. We're
And
good.
back to the action.
Back to
they
the
want you
action.
to take your mustache off.
I'm not gonna do it.
All right.
Sorry.
Painful.
We tried.
I see another mustache in the room, but
I was like,
I don't.
excuse me?
I only see pure light.
I only see pure madness.
Yeah.
All right. So as we figured out from our fact checkers, things are all right. Bigsby Lufaloo, he's about 15, 20 feet in front of you. What would you like to do? Do you want to...
Oh,
None of that?
well, has it been attacked? Nobody's attacked it. No, she
Uh,
attacked it.
An arrow was let loose.
Yeah, I know that once that's happened, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be worth the bother to do that. So I'm gonna run at it,
Mhm.
and I'm like, you big beastie, stop hurting people!
Roll to hit with what? Sickle and hand axe?
Sickle is a nat 20!
Nat 20, I don't like that. So you
And
get a
then
nat 20, and then what is your
the
offhand
hand
hit
axe
with?
is 14 plus 5.
Both
so
hit.
a
So
19.
roll your
Sickle.
sickle.
So it's this plus 4. So 2 plus 4.
6.
6. Oh wait, technically, I add 1d6 to my first hit.
Do it.
So because that's dice, does that also add or no? Because that's a special ability.
It's a special.
Okay. So that's 2 plus the 4 that it would be is 6 plus 2 on this die is 8 plus 3 is 11. Then we do the hand axe, which is a 6. 6 on the dice plus 3 is 9. 20. Did I do that?
11 plus 9 is 20. Our Dragonborn here's
What?
jaw dropped. So you
Alright.
do 20 points of damage to this owlbear. And on your turn, you can have McCall J do anything.
Mick's gonna run up with a 19 on the dice for Mick. He is going to bite with his fangs that he bites with. It's like around his mouth. I don't know if you've seen those
somewhere
before.
around his mouth.
That is 8 damage and a chance to not get prone.
8 damage. I'll roll for prone. We'll see how this plays out. 15 stays up. But what happens is you go rushing in and you slide on your little gnomish knees and slide just under the bear and slice across the chest, and you come up off to one side. Mick runs right behind you and jumps as you're going on your knees, so you see him jumping up and over you, and he lands on the owlbear's back, grabbing into its neck, and drops off to the other side. So you see Mick drop below the owlbear. You see his paws come down as you're standing up. You're both on either side of the owlbear right now.
The moonbeam is still.
Moonbeam is still active, but I'll allow that you went under, so you're safe. McCall J did run in. McCall J does have to do
Con save.
a con save.
That's right. Darn your moonbeam.
Sorry.
What's it got to beat? It's a 14 on the dice.
Great.
And his,
You're safe.
I just got to make sure
He
it's not
does.
a minus on his constitution.
He does take damage, however,
He
because
still
he
gets
jumped
half
into the beam.
damage.
Right. So he still takes half damage, so you got to roll. That's not going to be great. Why'd you roll so well that time?
I would like it to be different. That was a 9, so
How did
4.
4.
Alright.
It's alright, 4.
He's still
He
up.
can sustain it.
Alright.
But does that mean it's Owlbear's turn?
It is
Because he's also starting his turn.
McCall J's turn, but he's dropped out of the beam, so he's safe starting his turn there. And he felt a nice burn as he jumped through.
It's
How
a
big
cone.
is the beam? How big is it?
It's a cone coming down.
5
going
foot
up.
So when you
radius.
go-
Is the owlbear bigger than 5 foot radius?
The owlbear is.
Is there like a foot sticking out?
The owlbear is quite large. McCall J landed just out of it, and you slid just out of it, so you're
Okay.
fine. This is the big thing. These are
Right.
big beasts.
Yeah.
So you guys are right on the edges of the beam. If you motion back in,
Gonna get hurt again.
you're gonna get
So
hit.
Mick's gonna have felt that and been like, and he's gonna kind of look at you, like, and then he's gonna
talk
gonna
talk to
back
the
it up.
beast.
bagging it up. He's just bagging it up.
So he backs up a little bit. He's going towards like the 9 o'clock position.
He'll go to 9 o'clock just to be like, I don't want to touch that
All
anymore.
right. Now it is the owlbear's turn.
In fact, actually, what he's going to do, he's gonna like take the because it. Did you say it's tall grass in this area or no? Because this is a clearing.
It's about like knee height, but it's all kind of matted down in
Okay.
spots as these beasts have run through.
Then he's gonna go back even further because he's got
Alright.
his cunning. So he'll move back. Let's say like 50 feet.
All right. So he's
Edge of the clearing
he's
area.
near the edge of the clearing. Yeah, it's about
Mhm.
60, 70
Ready
feet
to run
around
back
it.
in.
Ready to run back in. All right. So he's just getting himself prepped.
Mm-hmm.
It is the owlbear's turn, so he starts in the
Constitution
beam.
saving throw, please.
Yeah. Constitution.
Under
saving throw.
13 would be preferable.
5.
Great.
And I only add 3 here, so yes. You hit it.
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. So the beam continues to burn on this owl bear, and it stretches up, and you see the neck right where the feathers and fur meet kind of scorch a little bit and catch fire just briefly. Smoke rises. The owl bear does turn and swing at the man reading the ethereal screen.
Sorry, we just had new follows from David Davis 365, Quinn of Fire Hun, and Cookie Lord. All
Cookie
following
Lord.
us now.
David Davis,
Thank
Quinn of
you.
Fire, thank you, welcome to the Stumble On In. We are Here Be Dragons. You are now one of the inmates here.
Mhm.
All right. We have a turn of an owl bear and swing
At the Paladin, right?
at the paladin that's
10 feet away.
quite a bit further than that away. That swings at the small
Mm-hmm.
man that just slashed
Right.
the owl bear's stomach.
It's okay.
It swings to hit for a 12.
Miss!
He's swinging.
Woo!
across.
So he grazes and slashes off that bit of hair that you lost and regrew.
I just can't have a good hair day ever.
Dragonborn, sir.
Is there a way for me to shift around and hit him with my breath weapon without scorching any of the other members of the party?
Because your breath weapon is fire, so it's a cone.
15-foot cone, yeah.
If you get on the far side of where Bigsby's at, I'll allow the owlbear to be cover for him.
Okay, I'll do that.
So you see the small size, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll hit this owlbear just fine. So you will move off to the 9 o'clock position,
Yep.
and you can scorch.
Scorchy Scorch. It's you have to make a DC 14. Yeah,
Deck save.
yeah.
Dex save. Okay.
Dex save 14.
Dex save.
Scorched.
Crooked.
12. It hits.
All right.
Scorched! Scorch it.
10 damage.
10
You've been
damage.
getting a 6.
Fire
At least
up.
out of 1 out of 2 each time you've rolled those.
Fire damage.
Oh, that's so
this,
cool. It's got a 6 on every set.
Shh. Those are my special dice.
Those
Those
are
are Daddy's
special
special dice. You don't touch those.
I'm so sorry, but you
Get out of my room!
I'm sorry.
I need a rest from
Good night, Dragonborn, sir. Well, this bear does catch fire on the one side, and you see some burning flesh. And he is angry, but he's not holding himself up very well. And it is now Alohan's turn.
Go with the same thing.
Firing another shot from the tree.
And I
You still have
sneak attack.
arrows, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
And you get
But
sneak attack. Yep.
Yeah, and I've got sneak attack. Is he prone?
No.
Huh.
It's not prone.
Okay. Just trying. Well, I guess I'm not doing anything.
What was your number?
It's 8, 9.
What was on your die?
It's not a
Okay.
crit.
It's not a
Okay.
crit.
Okay.
One of us
I
is
would,
not
I
going
would,
down.
I would tell you.
You fire a shot, but
Oh,
as you're firing your shot, you kind of lose your footing ever so slightly, and it soars and catches the front door of the cottage. And you had a nice little arc on that thing, but you totally missed your mark. Rosalind.
Honestly.
I don't want to go into the.
It's yours, so you may stop it at any point. So if you want to rush, you can.
That's okay. I'm gonna take one of those stones out of my pocket
Mhm.
and do magic stone.
Is Magic
It's
Stone an
not a-
action?
It's a cantrip.
But that can be an action. Is it a bonus action or an action?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it a bonus action to?
I think it's a
imbue
bonus
them
to
and
imbue
then-
them.
Bonus.
We went over
Yes,
this
bonus.
last
Bonus
time.
That's
action.
me.
All right.
Yes.
So bonus action.
Bonus
you imbue
action,
it.
imbue it, and I'm gonna, like softball pitch.
So
So
Underhand?
softball
No,
pitch
not
is
softball.
underhand.
Baseball pitch.
I mean, that would be kind of an epic way to end a creature. Is
You
just
should.
underhand it.
You should friggin'
Just
do
give it a
I'm
little
gonna do my
flick of the
layup.
wrist.
It's like Rookie of the Year. It's the rainbow pitch.
Okay, so do you want to rainbow pitch it, or do you want to continue to do
I'll let-
softball, or go with your overhand?
You know, I played softball. I'm sticking with softball. I'm softball pitching it. softball pitch. He throws it.
All right.
Sorry.
All right.
Will help.
Yes. So I have to roll the hit, right? That's how this works. Just skipping stones. Don't mind me.
You do underhand this
My
stone.
dice hate me
and-
tonight.
You realize you put just a little bit of a flick up on it, and so it's spiraling just at the face of this owlbear, and it goes boop, right off of the forehead and
No digging
drops
the line.
right next to him.
Yeah.
And you're just like, whoops,
Yeah.
I didn't give enough
He
speed.
looks up because he thinks it's raining.
Big speed, Lufa-Lusa.
Well, I'm right here, but there's no more moonbeam because she stopped concentrating on it to cast a spell.
Yeah, you stopped it.
But you
I
can
don't
you can
think
cast
magic
spells.
Stone is it's
You can
not
cast
a
spells in concentration.
Yeah,
You can cast spells in concentration as long as that spell isn't of concentration.
it's not.
So
So it's still there.
I can't go in there because there's a moonbeam that will
Correct.
hurt
Yep.
me.
Do either of your weapons have thrown?
Oh
ability?
yeah. I've got my hand axe, so I'm just gonna.
All right, so you throw
Chuck
your
it
hand
in.
axe.
That's a 12 total. So
Throwing it away.
I'm just like, get out of here, axe! I don't need
Misses.
another
I can go hang out
Misses.
with my rock.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the hand axe, and it goes just up and over. Flambler, would you like to catch a hand axe that you see flying? I'll give you sleight of hand or whatever your favorite dexterity is. If you want to attempt to catch this hand axe as it comes flying over this owl bear.
There's no chance it has to be dexterity. It can't be athletics.
No, athletics is more strength.
Yeah.
But
Sure,
I mean,
I'll give it a shot.
let's try this.
Why not?
Because it is kind of coming your direction.
Why not try? And
You get advantage, right? Is it- No.
I get
What did I
advantage.
say?
I don't know.
I get advantage, right? Triple advantage.
Triple threat
I get to
advantage.
roll until I get a 20, don't I?
I rolled a 3.
All right, so you reach out and you knock it down from going off into the woods and hitting the fox.
You see
behind
you see a hand axe
But,
flying at you, and you go, no!
Hashtag hero.
Hashtag
Hashtag
no.
hero.
You didn't let the thing hit the fox behind as
There
it
you
was
go.
trajectory
Yeah.
towards the fox.
You're welcome.
Not today.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be like, huh. I'm not exactly left-handed, am I? I'm just gonna,
It's McCulljay's turn.
yeah.
Don't hit
Look
the
at your pudgy little fingers. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, here's my command to Mick. It's fetch! So he's gonna use his bonus cunning to move 60 feet to get to my axe, and then he's gonna use the rest of his movement to bring it back to me without getting near the owlbear.
All right. You have your axe back and your fox at your side, sir.
Oh,
man.
perfect! That worked out great. What wonderful television.
It is the owlbear's turn, however. So he starts.
Constitution's.
Constitution save. 4.
Full damage.
Full damage.
Okay, 15. There
Nice.
we go. We're getting somewhere.
So this already scorching owlbear, still standing in this moonbeam, bursts into a flaming poof of feathers and fur, and bits of seared meat come raining down within about a 20-foot radius of this. McCulljay is happy because he gets a nice little
He would like to
Bit
roll
of bear meat.
dexterity.
Push said
roll-
that
oh,
only Fox News got it on tape.
womp womp womp.
We should start a business.
Call it Fox. So,
And friends.
It's like the
No.
Pony Express, but we deliver the news to
Yeah.
people. It's the
hand
fun.
axe forms, whatever that may mean. You guys are now out of combat, so I may change the music to slightly less tense. There's bits and pieces of one owlbear raining down just a little bit, There's the moonbeam, which I'm assuming you'll
I will
probably
break.
stop. There's a nice round scorch where the owlbear was from the moonbeam. There's a decapitated owlbear and one that is dripping out of its neck from a arrow that went straight through it.
Am I able to collect up any of my arrows?
You can collect most of them. You sunk one into the exploded guy and you can't get that one back. So you can get all but one back.
So, okay.
I'm gonna go right to the cabin to find where the whimpering was coming from.
All right.
To find the boy.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, same.
While they do that, I'm gonna look at the perimeter, make sure we don't have any more coming at us.
Now that we're a little bit more calm here with music tone. Sorry for the hard cut. We do have arrows being picked up. Nothing around the perimeter. McCallJ is having a slight limp next to you as he's taking a bit of damage. As you approach the cabin, the cottage, and go to pull the arrow out of the door, you hear a frightened voice inside. Did you kill them all?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Where were you at?
I said I went to the door to check on
Oh.
the...
Yeah, you're
Nice.
pulling the arrow from the door.
Yeah.
Flamblur's there. We've got McCallJ and Bigsby just kind of looking at the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Did you kill them all?
No.
You're safe now. Come out, little one.
Dude, don't lie to this poor boy. You're say I open the door and I go in.
The door is locked.
Oh, I knock on the door.
Because
I'm getting conflicting information. Did you kill
You're
them all?
safe.
I'm gonna pick the lock really quick.
Did you want them all to be dead?
You have to push me to do it.
Of sorts, but
Yeah, they're dead.
okay. Well, let me come let you in. And you hear kind of a limp up to the door, and we're going to stop for break here.
But what is the limp?
A break.
The limp is a break. What? No, we
It was
just.
a break all along.
All right. Everyone who's on stream, we
Go
will
get
be
a
back in
snack.
about 10 minutes. Go get a snack, take a shower, eat some dinner, have some breakfast, depending on where you're at in the world.
Let the dog
We
out.
get lots of viewers from all over. Yeah, let the dog out. Take the
There's
dog
a
for a
break
run.
between the two.
POTUS, head to the burrito store quickly. Get another burrito. Get a refill. Yeah. Sounds like we need some refills here. So we will see you all
Not a problem. I don't.
in
think
about
I'm
10
gonna allow you
minutes
to.
to see what's inside this cabin. We're back. We're back.
You made it.
Ah!
Cleaned up that stash.
Did you trim it? Nope, that one hair's still out there. No, there's a second one.
No!
There it is.
We're
What
back.
have I
They're slowly leaving.
done?
Well,
They're all
for-
just.
For
It's
those
such
of
humidity.
you who joined in partway through the battle with the Owlbears, or just now after break, we are Here Be Dragons. Across the couch we have Lindsay Sarton, Lauren Bird, Nathan Ondersek, and Hal Lublin. I am Jared Sarton, the Dungeon Master. We are here to tell some really fun stories. So what you missed previously, just before the
Tinkerbell's
cut,
under the
She's
ta-
Tinkerbell's
under the table.
previously on last section of this, not last season, not last
Previously,
episode, just
10 minutes ago.
10 minutes prior, there were 1, 2, and 3 owlbears. They were all felled. Some damage was done. Lots of fun things happened.
lot of people are
Axes were
limping.
thrown.
Mhm. And fetched.
and fetched. Heads rolled,
Mm-hmm.
blood gushed, feathers caught on fire,
Sneaking failed.
sneaking failed.
And
Yeah.
someone's about to unlock a door.
Yeah, so the party did approach the door. Pulling the arrow from the door and engaging with the person inside, they heard, Did you kill them all? Are they all dead? And the party responded affirmative. And a limp was heard. Well, eventually the party responded affirmative. and a limp
the
was
party
heard.
stopped lying.
Eventually, the party was a cohesive group, and a limp was heard coming to the door. The door peeks open, and a younger, mid-teens human child peeks out. You can see he's got a cut across his face. It looks fairly fresh, but he's got a couple scars across his face as well. And he puts his hand around the door, and you notice his knuckles have been a little beaten up too. I guess thank you. Did you see my friend out there by chance? Is he okay?
Mm-hmm. Well, he was bleeding pretty bad, but he should make it to town. I believe your mom's looking for you.
Oh, she's always worrying about me. I'm just following
say
my
you're
dad's
fine.
footsteps. And he lets the door swing as he kind of limps away. And as the door swings open, you do notice that he's got a bandage tied around his knee. And he goes and sits down at the little table just inside the door. And there's one additional chair, a couple that look like they've been broken purposefully. And there's a few bits and pieces just kind of sitting on shelves and on the table of various items and trinkets. And this kid sits down and he puts his hand in his head and he goes, "She never worried when I was out here with Dad. I don't know why she worries now. Ugh. Is Mom all right? Did she venture into the forest? Did she get hurt at all?"
She made it back to town. But,
Okay.
I mean, you're saying, like, I'm alright, nothing's wrong. You got owlbear problem around here, buddy.
Yeah, they come year after year. Dad was one of the hunters that helped protect the forest, and owlbears this year, unicorns years before. I mean,
You hunted unicorns?
no, we didn't hunt them. We just made sure they didn't make it into town because, the horn, magic, whatever.
Right.
People get scared of that stuff.
No, I get it. They're majestic, though. From what I've heard. Never actually seen one.
He allows you all to walk in, and apparently Bigsby has snuck up amongst the group here.
Well, I pretty much just walk in between people's legs.
All right,
Like,
all right. And he sits there and he just shakes his head. Well, I guess you're here now. Do you want me to just say I'm good? You want to go tell Mom I'm fine? She knows where I'm at.
Why don't you come back with us and get a hot meal and bandage yourself up, check on your friend, and maybe you can come back with some more reinforcements.
This is my post. I can't leave the post for another. And he kind of looks at the wall, and you see there's some tick marks, and you see methodical sets of tick marks, and there's some fresh ones just in the wall below. It looks like 7 more days. Dad and I used to camp this spot out year after year, and I've got just a few more days to make sure the town stays safe.
Some good
But-
job you're doing.
where,
I'm still alive.
where,
My friend's still alive.
where's your dad?
We lost him a couple years ago. And he kind of looks off to the side. I just don't want to talk about it. There was a rough season, and Dad died to that year's magical influx.
Your dad died so you could live.
My dad died to protect this city, and I follow in his footsteps. Do any of you have any problems with me protecting my city, following in Dad's footsteps?
No, but I have a problem with you doing it alone.
Okay.
And locked in a cabin where you're not even fighting the animals you're hunting.
I mean, in his defense, the animals didn't go towards the city because they were looking at him in a cabin.
What's your name?
My name?
Mhm.
Well, my friends like to call me Hotshot, but
What's your name?
my name is Julian. Oh no.
What a name!
Oh, thank you, sir. I thought you would laugh at it too. My friends call me Hotshot because, you know, in school they called me Jules. I got weird nicknames, thought I was a girl, whatever, but
Many travelers called me Hotshot, but I can breathe fire. So I think I've earned it maybe a bit more than you.
maybe.
I'm gonna heal
But-
his leg.
All right. So as you reach out to his leg, he kind of pulls back just a little bit. Sir?
It's okay, child. Let me touch your leg. It's cool. We're all here. We have witnesses.
We have witnesses.
Do I have consent to heal you?
Sure. He
Always
he,
good ask for
he
consent.
unbandages his leg, and you see that it's nice and swollen, as if he had twisted his knee quite badly.
Okay. I guess.
I guess.
Twist it back.
Well, I mean, I could try that. I wouldn't really do well. That's a medicine check, isn't it?
That's a medicine check.
Yeah, that wouldn't go well. I can just cure wounds. I can
All right.
Cast
I
cure wounds on
Could
him.
also do a medicine check. I have at least a +5.
Yeah?
If you don't want to burn a spell slot.
I mean, up to you.
Let's
If you
try.
want to get in
Let's
on
try.
this.
I'll try.
How dare the
and
magic
then-
Get in on
users
this?
use their magic?
But who knows what we're gonna find?
All right.
Because we also have a fox that's feeling it.
Oh yeah, good old Mick.
13.
13. So you walk
Do
up and
anything?
you're kind of leaning in over the Dragonborn as the Dragonborn's inspecting, and you kind of touch the knee a little bit, and the kid goes, oh, and you realize that things don't seem to be sitting in place, as if he's knocked his knee kind of out, and it's very close to what you think might be permanent damage if you don't reset things.
Okay, maybe magic should do
Maybe
Let's
it.
use
not.
the
That's-
magic. guys.
Wait a
Yeah.
second, you guys. That's me. Ash says R.I.P. the kid they're trying to heal.
Medicine check, leg comes off, kid bleeds to death.
It's like who's that? Oh, takes all his bones out.
Go back to town. He was
Yep.
killed by the owlbear.
He's dead.
We tried. We avenged him.
But we saved his head.
Head did not come off in the healing process. It did on the travel.
Child, I'll make you a deal. I will cure your leg. You
Okay.
will return to town, and we will man your post.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I'll have to teach you about what you do at my post, because what you did out there is not what Dad and I do
They started it.
every.
I did this.
They did, but
I did this.
I tried to speak bird.
yeah, that just made them upset. We've tried in the past to speak their languages, but you just get a syllable wrong. They think you're insulting their mother, and then they come at you a little bit harder.
All
You
right.
see that boarded up window over there? Yeah, that was Owlbear's 8 years ago. I was just a wee pup, and
And you
Yeah.
still haven't fixed it?
it's boarded up. It's a safe haven here.
So order of events.
Order of events.
I
You
will
fix
heal
my
your
knee.
legs. You will talk to us and give us instruction.
Yep.
And you will leave for town,
Yep.
and we will do your job for you.
Oh, okay. Let's get this going.
All right. Cast cure wounds on him.
Cure wounds. You reach out and you don't even touch his knee. You just move your hands around it.
Like Mr.
And-
Miyagi. This old shaman I used to know.
Knee on, knee off. Up. The knee pops back into place and the bruising subsides with only a minor twinge of pain in the child's face. He stands up and puts a little weight on it and kind of stretches. That feels much better. Thank you, sir. Now, I guess time to teach you some stuff. I see a hand.
Well, yeah. While this has been going on,
Yep.
I've been like looking around. Do I see anything? Yeah, this whole not
That I
talking
want
over each
to
other rule
steal.
doesn't work for me.
Do I want to
no,
steal?
No. Does I see anything that matches the paper that I stuck in my pocket, or the pin, or anything?
You don't see anything that matches the paper or the pin, but you notice a bunch of items scattered throughout.
Mm-hmm.
There's some wooden spikes that have dirt on the bottom
Okay.
that appear to have been posts in things. There's some wear at the top of each of them, but there's nothing on these spikes. They're about 2.5, 3 feet tall. there's some small bits of rope
So these
scattered
wooden
throughout.
spikes are as tall as me, is what you're saying.
Basically, they're
Pretty
as tall
much.
as the gnome in the room.
These small wooden spikes.
This is small wooden spikes.
There's some bits of rope, and then there's a lot of various things that you'd notice as magical items you've seen in the past. And they're all grouped into small piles. As you're looking through, a desk does have a few other trinkets on it as well.
So, how does your job work?
Well, every year the portals open, and we don't know where they come from, but magical creatures graze, invade, whatever. Sometimes they're fine. Unicorns. Dad and I got to know a couple really good unicorns, and they just roamed and they grazed outside just a couple years back. Some years, terrifying, powerful creatures come here, but every year we protect the traveling. We protect not only things coming in and getting to our cities, but we also protect creatures and people getting out through these portals, because we don't know where they lead, and we don't want to have any armies invade our space. We're just a small town. So we do that with these sticks, and he picks one up. Each year we try and figure out what the magical creatures are akin to. Well, this year he picks up a little pelt and he puts it on the top of the post. He puts a couple feathers on there, and then he pours a sparkly sap across it. He goes, this year, because these owl bears are ferocious, we try to attract them to certain areas and keep them from going to town. This will attract an owl bear when mixed and sat for a little bit of time. So he ties a rope around it. He looks to the Dragonborn and hands it to him. Can you just hurl that out as far as you can into the clearing, maybe to the edge of the trees, away from town for me? And then he points to a back door. And he says, there's a nice little porch there that you can throw this out. And you see, as you look out through that back door, there's a few other posts stuck out there. A couple of them broken, but most of them having feathers and fur on top of it. And the scorching is, they're scorched with like a green kind of metallic look where the clear sparkly liquid is poured. So it looks like some agent that interacts and causes attraction for the beasts.
I'll go out the back door and throw it in that
Throw
direction.
it as far as you can. Now you can do your acrobatics or athletics for your hurling. Athletics it is.
That is an 11.
All right. Please roll me a percentage. So I need a D10 and a percentage die. So 2 D10s,
90.
90. All right. A little bit of math. You get 70 feet of throw, so it lands right at the edge of the clearing. Perfect spot. And it sticks right in next to some of the other posts. Oh, man. What an arm you've got. You'll do just fine if you can keep throwing them like that. And as it lands, you see the sunlight hit, and a small purple smoke rises up, and it turns green metallic where the feathers and fur are. The kid looks at you. That'll last you for about 12 hours. The owl bears will pay attention to that, and they'll just go off into the forest nearby. They shouldn't attack, but if you don't get it in 12 hours, they just start to roam. And that's what happened to me. I hurt my knee and I couldn't get back to the cabin fast enough. So, my bad on those owl bears that attacked out there.
This portal seems to be a danger to this area and the creatures who come through it. Why not close it?
Because the portal has killed many. You didn't happen by any dead bodies out there, did you? One, okay. Did you find any insignia or pins or anything?
No.
Nothing? No little black pins on anyone?
Oh, we got one of these.
We were
Who's
given-
got it? She's got one. We were
given
given one.
You were oh. Did you run into hunters out here or anything?
No.
The one dead one.
We found a dead guy, but he didn't have a pin on him.
They were talon marks, it looked like.
So, that pin comes from a group that patrols these islands, the Black Isles, you know.
Right, yeah.
If you haven't met them yet, they stick to the woods. They protect. They've tried countless times to shut these portals, but the problem with that is they haven't found a magic that works. The portal opens, the beasts come in, they do their thing, and then the beasts travel out 14 days later. We're halfway through this season.
Has anyone ever gone from here through the portal?
A few have, but they haven't come back in time. The portals have closed on them a bit. But
They
I don't
never
know,
sent
they
a
might-
postcard?
they might be safe in another plane or part of the world. I'm not sure where. But yeah. We've not had anything come back.
What's this liquid stuff? And if we run out, how do we make more?
Oh, this liquid stuff. He walks over, opens a closet. This is a potion my dad makes. It grows on its own. You just have to keep feeding it a little sugar and a little water, and it's a gelatinous goo. And he taps on the side of this big glass jug that looks about 8 or 10 gallons, and it doesn't ripple from the tap, but it ripples almost like if it's alive, and notices the presence. It's something that's been in the family for many generations. It's the catalyst for everything that goes on these posts. I don't know all of the knowledge, but in these books, and he points to a small bookshelf next to the little closet, Dad, grandfather, great-grandfather, they mark down all the notes, so one day if I have to, I could just recreate the potion, I hope. But you should only need a couple cups of this. You just pour a little bit on top, just a drizzle.
Alright. Any more instructions before you go see your mother?
Do I have to go see Mom?
I mean, we should probably walk him back.
Can I fight that one for it? He points to the gnome.
Not advisable.
How about an arm wrestle?
I mean, I'll straight up fight him, but I'm not arm wrestling him.
Okay, fine.
Can't
Fight.
defeat a child.
He'll fight Tiny Tim.
Wait,
Kind of
I mean-
warrior.
Actually, no, I'll arm wrestle him. See what happens.
Alright, kid sits down at the table and puts his arm out. It'll be a strength check.
Okay.
He stands on a chair.
A straight strength. I got a 14.
I rolled a 1.
The kid grabs your hand and he
I
goes,
sneeze
he
one
goes,
as we say go.
he goes 1, 2, and you sneeze and thump.
Best 2 out of 3.
Did you even try, mister?
No.
Okay, best 2 out of 3. We'll give
Here
it a
we
go.
go.
Second.
So I got a total of 7.
You got a 15. So he tries a little bit.
I
And
fake
still-
a sneeze.
Still,
3 out of 5.
no.
It looks like the boy's staying.
Perfect. So I'll just be in here, and he pushes open a door to a small bedroom, but the bedroom's got a small cot and a bunch of little tooling on a big workbench that he goes right to working on things. Don't forget to throw the next post in a couple hours if I'm asleep. It'll be dark soon, so we need to take shifts. I'll probably sleep first because, knee injury and everything. But, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he starts working away on this little arm cuff. Does his thing. And at that moment, you hear some rustling outside.
Peek out the
Peek
window.
out. You see a large human with a black cloak on, just walking through the woods, and following behind him there's a couple kobolds and goblins. They're all wearing black leather armor, and they're just walking in file, and they pace past. They stop, and the large human points to the house and explains something. You see a couple nods of the goblins and kobolds, and he kind of looks, and he gives just a little 2-finger wave, and walks back into the forest.
He waves at us.
He waves at the door
Cabin?
that's peeked open.
Probably a
at them.
bunch of tourists.
Oh,
It's like a tour group.
yeah.
There's
Over here,
camera flashes and everything.
Yeah.
this
Bunch of visors
this
and
cabin
fan
has stood
caps.
here since 982.
Yeah, Grandma's using her iPad to take pictures.
Mhm.
Sure. Boy,
Yeah?
This army, these hunters that patrol, are there monsters among them?
Among the hunters, not that I know of, but this other group that patrols the portals, I don't know them too well. They keep their distance and they make sure that we all are just in agreement. They come check the traps once in a while, and it's once every couple days just to make sure that we're placing them out. It's kind of a thing that my family has with them, but
Do they wear black?
yeah, they do. They have the black pin just like you said one of you has.
She has it.
Yeah, that's their sign. They keep it with them. They give it to those they trust. And the kid kind of folds out the piece of his lapel, and he's got a black pin hanging inside. But they're kind of not liked in cities and towns. If you say you just saw them out there,
Like they just walked by.
yeah. So usually there's a leader of each group that they're more accepted. And did you see the group following them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see that group in town very often. You know, I can't go to school with a kobold and be like, "What's up, buddy?" and give him a kobold high fives. They're just not accepted in towns.
I mean, I went to school with a fox.
Where did you grow up, sir?
Gnomeville, US. Gnomeville, US.
Noville, US. Is that here
Don't
in the
really
islands?
talk about it much.
Is US here in the islands? Is that a country that I should be aware of?
It's probably not really a place. It was my own imagination town.
All right.
Because the life I lived. I don't talk about me much. Mick, you tell him.
So just double checking. You killed the two owl beasts that were outside, right?
Yep.
All right, cool.
3.
3.
1 burned up.
What colors were they?
1 was red, 1 was brown, 1 was black.
Okay. Owl beasts don't usually come very red.
I hadn't seen. I mean, this was
The
the
black
first
one
time.
burned up. If we want, we could examine the red one.
If you don't mind, that seems a bit out of the ordinary. We need to know what's coming through these portals.
How long have we been here? We didn't know red was a non-owl
To
beast.
be fair, this is the first time we've encountered these.
Look, you gotta lead with that sort of information. Like, hey, did you see a purple one? Like, come on.
Wait, did you see a purple one out
No.
there?
Oh.
Didn't, but under the
Oh.
right circumstances, I might.
Whew.
This way.
All right.
I'm gonna let the big guy
Yeah,
lead.
maybe you. Yeah.
Follow me.
So as you go back outside,
Fireball hits the group. No.
death. No, you notice that from your perspective, the leftmost one, which was the red owl bear, who was in the right on your battle, the one that took the arrow through the neck, is now slightly converting more humanoid, and you see there's still somewhat of a beak. There's still somewhat of claws, but it's shrunk in size a bit, and it's gotten a little bit more bipedal.
Oh, that's weird.
Kid.
Yeah?
This one looks like it would how I would say it, walk on 2 legs now.
He kind of peeks around all of you. That's strange. Here. And he rummages through a few things, and he grabs a vial and a small knife, and he goes, "If there's anything you need to collect, here you go. I get a bit squeamish in this. This is something Dad always did if he needed to collect samples of things. But I've not seen this before." And he's holding it up like, "Someone take."
I'll take it.
Hands it to Bigsby. And he steps back into the room and stands by the table. And you can see he's sweating just a little bit because he's a little bit out of his comfort zone.
Are you thinking like blood or fur?
I don't know. I think you'll... No, Dad always did. I don't know this part.
Alright.
I mean, you can comb through the books, but I guess time is of the essence.
Oh, I go up to it and I'm looking at it like, where should I stab it?
You see that there's still some blood coming from the neck, and it does look more and more humanoid as you get to it, but it's not converted into a full human or anything. It's still furry with a feathery head and somewhat of a beak, but the eyes are a bit more human, and you see some weird patterned like tattooing across the body underneath the hair.
Interesting. I'm going to take a little bit of the... There's blood still coming out of the wound, so I'm going to try and get some of that into the vial.
All right.
Is there anything like... Like, what does the tattooing look like? Because it's under the hair?
It's under the hair a bit.
I'm gonna slice it. I'll take the knife and kind of shave it.
I mean, you're well versed in shaving.
I'm well versed in shaving.
So as you start
Look,
cutting away
it
some of the
doesn't
hair,
just grow there. Gosh,
just gotta clean up the sides.
just gotta clean up the sides.
As you're cutting away some of the hair, you do notice the tattooing is of almost a written language, but one that you don't know, and it catches the Dragonborn's eye, and he recognizes it as Draconic.
What does it say?
As some words are being cut away, it says something about leader of beasts in one area, and then in another area it says controller of beasts. It seems to be namings of some creature, god, or spell that was cast.
That was cast over him.
Cast over him, cast by him, you're not sure. But there's all these call-outs of, like, kind of the lead of beasts,
Beastmaster?
really. Beastmaster could be one. There's lots and lots of variants of it, but as more and more hair gets shaved off the body, you see various connotations of leading beasts.
Quickly, shave him bald. He's practically a dictionary.
Yes, Davis 404. Bigsby has not swallowed a bug in the past decade.
It gives me a minus
+1.
1 to drinking things though, so I have to use a straw.
He's a nose rake. Dragonborn, going back, do you recognize something in these tattoos?
Yes, he's been marked. Something with beasts. Master of beasts. The other thing.
Leader of beasts.
Leader of beasts.
Creator of beasts.
Dude in
Number
charge
of the
of
beasts.
beasts.
Beast looks like a lady.
Yep, that's one of them, for sure.
Yeah.
Beast
Yeah.
mode.
Beast among us.
He's the beast around.
Where the wild beasts are.
No, that one's actually not on there. Sorry, Bigsby. You tried. You failed. At least you have the mustache.
The Beastie Boy. No,
That's one of
got
them.
Got there. Took me a
There it
while.
is. There it is.
Got
All
there.
right.
Now
Dad
we can
jokes are
move
coming
on.
later. Let's move on. What are you describing, understanding, seeing here?
That he's been marked by magic. Someone is
Um,
controlling these beasts.
Give me a moment. Well, I guess there wouldn't be magic on a dead body, would there?
There might be
I'm
some
gonna-
residue of
I'm
it.
gonna use detect magic as a ritual.
Okay, that takes 10 minutes.
Yes.
to cast.
Give me a moment.
All right.
10 minutes later.
10 minutes later.
You want to see if there's an aura or determine a school of any magic.
I need to look this piece up because I have it in my other notes. So give me 2 seconds.
Ritual casting. Ritual casting.
As you are looking at this, you do see that it becomes more and more humanoid, but never reaches a full human state. Still claw-like hands and fingers, still beak-like face. Let's see, where are my notes? Come here, notes.
Where I'll bear.
Where Owl Bear? Maybe.
I'll bear there.
Where I'll bear.
Who?
All right.
Third base.
There we go. You do
Nope.
notice that there are bits of abjuration,
I'm detecting bits of abjuration.
bits of evocation,
Bits of evil. I tell them what you've done.
illusion,
Interesting.
and transmutation.
Illusion, transmutation, abjection, no,
Abjuration.
abjuration.
Yep.
And evocation. Great.
So it appears that there was some transformation, there was hidden features on this creature, and then there was like not just transformation per se, but like change mentally and physically. Like this creature was something else, definitely for sure, not this owl bear that you killed.
But it was an owl bear. That's peculiar.
Huh?
Anything you find out there?
Guy with a lot of tattoos on him.
Tattoos. What do they say? What do they say?
He's been marked by magic.
Anything specific? Any words of what magic he's got?
Leader of beasts.
Oh
Master
no.
of beasts.
Oh no.
Beastie boy.
I
Oh
seem
no.
to recognize this. What?
Yeah, I remember one of the books. And you hear him run inside and start tearing through the shelves. It's in here. There's a sleeping
The
dog.
small
under the-
beast under the table. is
Small
making-
sleeping beast under the table making noises. So he's tearing through the books. The door is closed, so you can't really hear what he's shouting out. And you guys are all standing around this man beast, this beast, this beastie boy. Do you go in? Do you
Maybe I
stay
should
in?
help him.
Speak louder! Or I get fine.
Walk.
Go inside.
I
mean,
like. Just like, oh my gosh, and just walked in.
All right.
Child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here. He's digging through a book. No, not in this one. It grabs another book. He opens the cover just a little bit. Oh! And shuts it as a bright light comes out. He hands this book to you. Please put this on the shelf. Don't open it. And if you do, just don't look in it.
I
Woo!
opened it like this way. I'm gonna try and like side glance into
A bright beam of light shoots out at the wall
it.
from the front cover, but you can't read anything on the pages.
What? Okay. Is there like any marking on the binding that I can like?
Mark.
I've been following.
All right.
Do I pick up any? Because detect magic is still up. Do I detect anything from this book?
You do. On the binding, it does say rage and depression in orcs. The book has magic on it, and the school that you want is. Let me find the spell associated with it. You guys are like looking
Like,
at everything.
You wanna look at all this stuff?
You want to loot all of his things. Evocation.
Evocation.
Yep.
Cool.
So you're hanging on to the Rage and Depression in Orcs book. You are?
It's still in my. It's still
Oh,
in
it's
my
still in your
hand.
hand? Okay.
I was just picking up.
So
on
you
it.
notice there's magical aura. Aloan does not, because she's not.
Yeah,
looking-
but I'm also not stupid.
Okay.
Like the book is emitting light.
All right. So the kid keeps digging through books. This one. Huh. He opens it up, flips through, and you see a bunch of drawings in various languages that look tattoo-esque in quality. And he lands on a page labeled Beasts. And as the Dragonborn has set foot in, I'm assuming, and looking over the shoulder of the child, he notices a lot of draconic writing that matches exactly what was on the man outside.
What does it say? What
Same-
further information does it give?
Exactly same things, but below it, in common, it says, infrequently you will find converted creatures that lead these beasts to more terror. It continues on talking about how these leaders of beasts will be more like an army leader and call up whatever beasts have come through the portal and terrorize towns and cities. It talks of an account to Dragonspire, the town that you were in, about 100 years ago that was completely ravished by unicorns in the Unicorn Massacre, as unicorns and owlbears make lots and lots of notes here as two of the main creatures that come through, amongst others, and how the town thought, unicorns, that's fine, until a massive army came in, led by one marked with these tattoos, which could be cleanly read on a unicorn's white fur.
Yep, that makes sense. So,
So it's good that he's vanquished.
well, so we've got like some sort of shape-shifting the people with tattoos leading them.
It seems like that.
Well, now, so hold up, help me out here. When we fought the red one, was it actually an owlbear, or was it a dude who was hairy with a beak?
I feel sorry for his mother if he's hairy with a beak, but maybe she looks the same. Maybe he took after her. But, I'm guessing. He flips the page. There's not much data on these. I mean, no one's ever killed one yet, I don't think. And he keeps going, and there's some blank spaces as if it were to be the next person who killed one to fill in that space. All right, and the kid starts writing it down. What'd you collect off of him?
I've got some hair, and
Okay.
a little bit of blood.
So he reaches out. The blood is running green now, as it's removed from the body instead of the red you'd expect it to be. And the hair is now quickly getting into coarse, hard rods that look almost like if they were a twig. And the kid looks at you like you're playing a prank on him. Okay, so you got some sticks and some green goo. Where's the hair and blood?
This was the hair and the blood. I'm not as crazy as I look.
Does the green goo look like what's on the sticks when they're?
No, this is
Specifically, yeah.
more viscous and dark. But
Okay.
yes.
I'll vouch for him. I saw him collect it, and that was blood and hair.
The kid tilts the vial and it runs so thick, almost as molasses now.
I open the door and peek back out to see if the body.
The body is still kind of in the half-converted state.
Okay.
But you do see some twig-like things where all of the hair was shaved off, laying next to the body.
I'm gonna grab the body and bring it inside.
All right, you grab the body and you bring it inside as the kid's writing some notes on this kitchen table, and he's writing notes about the blood, and a body drops down in front of him, and he shoots out of his chair. Ah! Why'd you bring this in here? Whoa,
You
it's
can-
ugly.
Have a closer
Oh.
look. Go ahead,
Oh.
experiment on it.
Oh. And the kid backs up a second, and he calms his stomach. I don't usually experiment on these things, but okay, we'll try. And he leans out. He just kind of pokes it in the side just a little bit. Yep, it's dead. What else am I supposed to be doing to this? Because
Is the open gaping wound still bleeding red, or?
still bleeding red.
All right, now watch this. Give me another vial.
Okay. He reaches and grabs one off the shelf.
See this red blood?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I get some of the red blood into the vial.
As you're holding it there, staring the kid down, he's looking at you, and it kind of just twirls into the dark green viscous liquid, and all of it goes from red to dark green.
Now, who's a crazy loon, huh?
I think I am. I'm not dreaming this.
No.
Oh. Are you guys professional hunters or something?
I am. I'm actually a monster hunter. Maybe that could come in handy right now. Let's just double check all the sheets.
Well,
Monster hunter.
Can I just put the book in my pack, the one that I've had,
Put it in
and
your
then
back. That's
the
fine.
other one that had the markings in it? Can I look through it?
He's got it open in a quill there. He was
Oh.
writing in it, trying to fill out more information because there was blank pages after the markings.
Okay.
Well, how's about it? Is it Fey? Can I tell if it's a Fey creature?
You can tell if it's Fey and this is not Fey.
Cool. So I got that
It's
checked
not
off.
Faye.
Right.
As you're looking about and trying to figure out what's going on, Rosalind, you notice on the shelf there's a little tray of blue eyeballs with a green iris kind of looking about the room and focusing on you just a bit.
What are those?
The kid, still mortified at the blood and the dead body, looks around and sees where you're looking. Oh, that was from the Great Displacer Beast invasion a handful of years ago. These were, eyes collected from the bright pink ones that came through. They were more magical. And he grabs one of, like, the 20 up there. Watch! Steadies himself as his stomach is a bit
Oh, don't put this
out of
in
there.
your mouth.
And he throws it across the room, and it pops against the wall with a purple smoke, and in that instant he warps across the room and stops there, and he goes, oh, that's a trip every time. Whew. Dad and I use these in case we get in trouble. I always keep a couple in my pouch here.
You're not used to seeing pink ones of those?
No.
You're also not used to seeing red owlbears, right?
No.
I'll take out its eyes.
It's a grotesque scene as you take the eyes out. These don't look like the eyes that were sitting on the shelf, because the eyes sitting on the shelf looked as if they almost had nothing to the backside where,
Mm-hmm.
the optical nerve attaches.
Exactly.
You pull out optical nerves with these ones.
I chuck one of them at the wall.
Thunk, thunk. It drops, but as it hits the floor, it is turned to an acorn.
Okay, we did see that, right?
This is weird.
The
This
kid
is loony. Is what this
the
is.
kid looks down and he picks it up. And the acorn's got a little bit of a twig on it where the optical nerve was.
Got anything about some sort of plant creatures here?
Plants. Oh man. And he starts digging through the books and finds
Do you know anything about
I-
plant creatures or nothing? Oh no, you're the druid!
history check.
Yeah, probably not. It's a 7. What does an 8 tell me?
That you are familiar with plant creatures known as treants. Both of you are,
Oh, that's true.
being elves.
Yeah.
But you don't know much more than that being the only live plant creature that's viable. I mean, you've encountered a few, like, vines that have tried to kill you at one point in the forest, but nothing super sentient and
Yeah, I got
crazy.
nothing. He doesn't look like a treant.
Somebody's fashioning beasts.
Out of
From
acorns?
nature! How
Very
dare.
interesting.
The
Frightening and unnatural.
kid goes back to the books and he finds a few pages further one section that is incredibly short. It says treants ? And then there was a note of the Black Death, wizardry ? Where do they come from? So there's lots of questions on this page, but there is something treant related, but it seems deeper than that. And again, as you're all working here, you hear more rustling outside. Today has been quite an adventurous day. And outside, you see one of the hunters come walking into the clearing that you had met earlier. And he's looking around and notices the dead owlbear that you left and the scorched mark, and then all of the twigs and some green goo laying in the area. And as he sees that, his eyes kind of shoot open a bit, and he rushes up to the door, pushes it open. Hotshot! Are you okay?
Oh, they do
You
call
call
him
you
that.
that.
They call him that.
real.
It's real.
That was fake
And
name.
and the kid looks up. Oh, it's just you, Uncle Julian. Yeah. Whew. And he goes and gives him a hug, and you notice that the kid and the guy look very similar. Oh man, after your father passed, I get worried every time things happen like this. You should really come back to town.
Wait, just to double check.
Mhm.
Kid's named Julian.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Your name Julian,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but he's your brother's son.
Mm-hmm.
Inside check.
Inside check, roll it.
That's 15 on the dice. Plus 3 is an 18.
It does ring true that it is his uncle. And it looks like, as you notice some of the book bindings on the wall, and you're just like, what's going on? Julians have run in the family. Every generation had a Julian.
All right.
What?
There's one in every family. There's always a Julian.
You know what? Now that I think about it, my cousin Julian. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Go to the barbecue. 3 Julians.
So many Julians.
Yeah, not a name you hear very often, Huz.
We've heard it like 90 times today.
It's weird. It's
very
probably the
common.
most times I've
Yeah.
heard Julian
It's a
ever.
lot. It's a real Julian festival.
Wow.
I'm Hotshot. He's Sharpshooter. My dad, he wasn't Julian, but we still called him a fun name of Slice and Dice.
What did he do?
He
Wait, fun
was
info
the
there,
best scimitar user in town.
Wait, what?
Oh, those
Did
curved
he-
blades were so amazing.
Wait a second.
Yeah?
He didn't happen to have a companion, an animal with him, did he?
No, he didn't.
Oh. Sorry. I knew a guy once. Had a couple of scimitars saved my life. Didn't know if it was the
I
same
mean-
guy.
I mean, Dad probably had some pets. You know, a rabbit or something. Does that count?
Oh, this was a panther.
Okay, so not the same. Okay.
Scimitars. Those, yeah, those are good weapons. Very strong. That's why I actually have a sickle. Is because it's the closest thing to a curved blade I could afford.
The hunter that just rushed in pushes open the door to the closet with the gelatin goo,
Mm-hmm.
and he starts fashioning some very crude spikes like you saw before, and dunking them in the goo, and he just rushes out the back door, and you see him stabbing a few across the line of the forest, and he comes running back in as you're all just like trying to figure out Julian. The kid's going on about the cat he grew up with. Like, Dad had a cat, and you know, maybe it wasn't like a panther, but it was this little black cat. Would that work?
I mean, will that make him the man who saved my life? I don't think so, but it's still a cool thing.
And as he finishes his story, he goes, "You lot, we need to get back to town. This is much bigger than it has been in years. I recognize that stuff.
What is it?
Slice and Dice and I, before Hotshot was born, we encountered some stuff. It was quite deep. And this cabin had burned down twice before. That was the second time. But we need to get to town. We need to keep our ranks along the edges of town to keep things safe." And he notices the half man, half creature on the table. There's always 2 of these. At least in the past.
Not anymore.
There's always at least another one.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's it.
Let's
Well,
get
that
back to
makes
town.
sense.
And he starts like hustling you guys out, and the
Do we
kid
need to grab any gear from here? Weapons, kid, you got everything
The kid-
you need?
the kid jumps into the side room where he's working on a few things. I grab some of those eyes, and he
I was
yells
gonna
out.
ask for
So
those.
there's about 10 on the bookshelf there. If you like to grab all of them, you can. If you want to grab a few of them, you may. Whatever you
Are
think.
they in like a box or container?
They're sitting kind of in like a open carton, almost like an egg carton, for you to understand as, you know, people who live in normal
take the
USA,
carton.
not US. This
I'm just gonna take the carton.
Cool.
I can pass them out later.
Don't accidentally scramble those, though. Because you go and you put it in the bowl and then
suddenly you're in the bowl. Yep.
So,
So you get 10 of those in your pouch. You can say they were a magical displacer eye. So you have that for later. The kid's digging around in his room quick, and he grabs the gauntlet that he was working on and a couple little tools. I guess I can finish this when we get to town. And then he pockets a couple small trinkets and starts running out the front door and following his uncle back into the forest.
Alright, I'm going to saddle up on Mick and we're going to go with... You all done in here?
Yeah.
Figure we got to get them at least back to town. Then we can go find the other one.
All right. As you're traversing through town,
Back to town?
traversing to town. Yes, you're heading back to town, and you see some scorch marks on trees now, and a couple arrows stuck where you hadn't seen as you're traveling the opposite direction. As you were running towards before, you weren't paying much notice behind. So this has been a place that has had battle over many years.
Oh.
Some of the arrows are a bit worn. There's a couple gleaming arrows that stick out of a couple trees, and they look like, even though they have sunk into the tree and kind of been overgrown, they have not aged one bit.
Can I grab one?
You grab one and pull, and it snaps, but as it snaps, it turns kind of into a twig-like structure with a little bit of leather wrapped around it. So it's an enchanted arrow.
And do I recognize it as an enchanted arrow?
No, but you do recognize that the leather is of similar caliber of the quiver you picked up earlier.
And how many of them were there? Sorry.
There were like 3 scattered, but you snapped one and it kind of lost its enchantment.
Did you put any arrows in your quiver?
Not yet.
Oh.
Okay, so I take like as many arrows as I can. I'm in the...
They fit snugly into your new quiver. How many arrows do you put over?
How many can I put in there?
It looks like it holds anywhere from 12 to 20 based on your knowledge.
I have 19.
Alright. Do you move all of them over? Is your current quiver nice? Do you want to switch quivers?
Sure.
Alright, so you switch quivers, all of them fit nicely. You have exactly 19 in that quiver.
Okay.
Alright. Following.
Following. You're heading back to town, and as you enter town, you see the mother on the edges, just kind of pacing back and forth near the gate. And she drops to her knees and starts bawling and puts her hands out as her son comes into town. And then she goes completely white as she sees her brother-in-law kind of stay back just a little bit and shake his head and pull out his bow and walk back towards the forest and let out a whistle, and a few more hunters just kind of come out from the edges of the trees and follow him in. And she takes that as an understanding that it is not a good year out there. And so she is just completely solemn and lets out a sigh, hugs her son in joy, but still fearful for the hunters in the forest.
I'm gonna turn and follow them.
You turn and follow the hunters, and as you run up towards them, the back hunter turns around and looks at you. All right, sir. You're not fit to join our party. We must hunt alone. We must be quick, stealthy, and climb through the trees. And you look clunky and a bit less stealthy than I expect.
You'd be surprised he did better than
I
my
ran
fox.
tippy toes.
You ran tippy toes, sir. We saw that and we applaud that. But your weaponry. He pulls out a short bow and he's got a little hand crossbow. Pulls them out. Does not fit what us hunters use. So I would just suggest you stay in town and protect it with some of the others. And you see a couple larger men walk out of the forest past you that are wearing some of the same gear as these hunters, very dark green leathers, and they have swords at their side, and they stand and pace back and forth at this entry to town.
Very well, sir. Good luck with your children's tools in the forest.
He shakes his head and gives you a nice pat up against the shoulder. Keep it safe, sir. And
Keep it solid, bro.
he
Word to your mother.
he kind of turns his head at you and nods, just like, okay, this greeting he hasn't heard before, but it's a
fine.
greeting in passing, and so he trots behind the rest of his group. And you pass the others and they nod at you. The town is yours to explore for a bit.
I'd like to take a rest and get my spell slot back.
Get my
Certainly
spell
wouldn't mind.
slot.
Yeah.
Just so everyone is aware, as you're new to the couch, we end around 7 to 7:30. So tonight there will be no more big battles unless you decide to incite rage in town.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll go
I would
kill the town
suggest
guard.
visit some town for a little bit. You'll be able to take a short and or long rest.
sure.
So,
I don't know what it's called, but can I go to where they would like sell arrows or the leather
The
worker,
boyer?
I guess, or whatever?
Yeah.
Because I want to find out about my quiver and
Mhm.
potentially.
all right. So there is a small part of town just around the center that has 2 weaponsmiths. One that focuses a bit more on small pieces, hand axes, bows, quivers, and leather base. Another one that's a little bit more metalworking. You enter in. Hi! How's it going? What can I do for you?
How expert? What is your expertise with quivers?
Oh, I make lots of leather pieces. And he points up, and there's a bunch of different quivers of various styles hanging above his counter.
Have you seen one or made one like this? And I show him the one I found.
He looks at it. Oh, you've got the... Where did you find this one?
It's none of your business.
No. Well, you've got one of the fancy enchanted quivers here. Give it a rest overnight and see what it does for you. Each of them does different things. But, it's always good. I don't make these, but they just appear from travelers.
Okay. Well, I seem to have found this spare quiver.
Oh.
Another one.
You found 2 quivers.
I didn't tell you where I got the other one.
Oh, okay. Well, you got an enchanted quiver, and you've got this fine leather quiver.
Yeah. Can I sell it to you? What would you?
I'll give you 8 silver for it.
8 silver? You just said it was fine leather.
He points up to one above his head. This one is a gold. That's 2 more silver. I have a shop to run, so I need to make a little change here. I'll give you 9 for it, and it'll probably sell quick.
Okay, fine. So I take the 9.
9 silver. The rest of you, what would you like to do in town?
I'd like to go to the conversation with the child has reminded me of my youth. I'd like to go to the bladesmith.
Bladesmith, all right.
I'm just like, hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Down here.
Hey, how's it going? Wow,
Sorry.
aren't you a short one?
Just
He
wanted to
leans
make
over
sure
his-
you knew it wasn't a giant talking fox.
I was a bit nervous when I saw the fox come in and talk to me, but yeah. What's going on? How can I help you today?
Do you happen to have any scimitars? I'm saying that right. I know I am. Scimitar.
Scimitars.
That
Yeah.
one.
I got a couple, and he points. There's a few blades on the wall, and they're a bit rusty and beat up. But up above them, off to the side, you see a couple more hung very ornately on the wall, crossed, and there's a tiny plaque under them.
What are those beauties right there?
Oh, those are they're town heroes scimitars, and I don't think
Slice and
I wanna-
dice.
how'd you know? You're not from around here.
No, just happened to hear about it. Went and rescued his kid. You know, Julian. Hot shot,
yeah.
dude.
Hot shot, nah, part
With,
two, no.
not the second one?
Hot shot was
with,
Slice and Dice's kid. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
Ryan Stiles was in the second one.
No chicken quivers. No.
Okay.
None of that.
Okay. It was a movie?
I'm aware.
Oh, okay.
Hot
The only
Shot
two
or
movies
Slice
I've
and Dice?
seen are Hot Shots and
That's what I do.
That's it.
Charlie Sheen at his finest.
But, wow. So, those ones on the wall need a bit of work. I'm guessing you want something that's working.
Yeah, I'd rather have something working. I mean, I've got these right now, and I'll show them my hand axe and my sickle.
Oh.
They're not much, but they get the job done.
So, why is it you're going for scimitars?
Oh, well, back in the day, just told this story, it's funny, it keeps coming up. When I was a boy, actually, was saved by a guy who had scimitars. Me and Mick here.
Was it all Slice and Dice that saved you?
You know, the kid thought that. Did Slice and Dice have a pet panther that ran around with him?
Oh.
Because there was a panther.
A pet panther, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Slice and Dice, he ran with a few others that had scimitars.
Oh.
There was a group that they met up once in a while because they were an elite band of warriors.
Yeah.
Something, curved blades. They were in a club, whatever. So Slice and Dice, he was one of the leaders, and there was a couple of young hunters. One had scimitars. He went through a portal a while back.
Oh, really?
We never saw him again.
That might have been. Could that have been?
Do you recall anything about the blade? They all had this inscription. He reaches up and he pulls down this plaque and lays it down, pulls the blade off, and you see they're in immaculate condition.
Mm-hmm.
He hands it to you. You see the inscription along the blade?
Mm-hmm.
Protecting life, protecting forest, protecting all.
Yeah.
They all had that.
Yeah, I think that was on there. I mean, me and Mick, we got lost and
At that point, Mick kind of perks up and he noses the scimitar a bit. And
That looks familiar, right, buddy? It does, yeah, that looks a lot like it. I mean, we had one of these displacer beasts, I think it was, come out of nowhere, and I point to my shoulder where there's actually a patch of the fur that was cut off from it, and it looks smaller now, but I used this to help shroud me as I ran back home. He helped lead me home. This fellow ranger.
so I'm guessing you just want to live in his footsteps. You want to follow his work.
No,
You wanna-
that's why I became a ranger. I'm specifically looking for those kind of evil things that's just sprouting out of everywhere, from the Fae, as it were.
Well, I guess you're in the right place. I haven't seen the group in ages since Slice and Dice left us. But they're here in the Black Isles somewhere. They meet up.
Meet up. So, do they got like a handshake I should learn ahead of time?
Their handshake are these blades. They bring people in with these blades. Man. If
I don't want to impose. I understand. That's a town hero right there. I've got my own heroes.
but
I can respect it.
we all need heroes, and I think I'll part with these if you want to trade me 2 gold, your current weapons, they're yours as long as you take the Slice and Dice tag with. And he pulls off the tag that just says Slice and Dice, and it's this little bronze piece.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that close. As he protected this city, I'm sure you can find a way to protect others.
Cool. So I'll hand him over the gold and my weapons, and I put a hand on my sickle and hand axe, because it's, you know, I still had some stuff with them. It was like, it's part of my past. Like, these were things that we worked in the fields with, and it's like, going into it now. You ready for this, mate? It's gonna get real.
Mick is flicking his tail back and forth and kind of panting and trotting in place like he is ready. He's ready for this.
And so I'll take the hand axes and I'll take the Slice and Dice symbol, and I'm like, how do I... And I want to see if, we could do a fast track, if I can get into like a buckle type thing. So that's always like,
Yep.
whatever the
So-
sheaths are for the scimitars.
So as you're fiddling with it and you see The blacksmith look at you. Come back tomorrow. I'll get this all fashioned for you. He takes all of the weapons and the nameplate, and he goes, tomorrow morning, it's all yours. I'll have it here. I'll have a nice setup. And so
Thanks.
he kind of motions to one side, like pointing either side and holding up the little brass
oh,
piece.
it's there.
All right,
Boom.
all right. It'll be there.
Like a badge.
You'll have some nice sheaths for this.
Really appreciate it.
Dragonborn, sir, you've most likely followed the group in, I assume, to
Yeah.
this part of town. As you're standing there, a large cloaked figure walks up to you and whispers in Draconic, "Meet me in the alleyway." And tucks off into the alley just a bit.
Okay, I'll follow.
I'll follow. I'm on for this.
I'm game.
As you walk in, the cloaked figure makes a little bit around the corner and kind of leans up against the wall, pulls his hood back, and he is a silver dragonborn himself with a scar down his face and neck. Sir, it's great to see one of our kind here. I enjoy helping others out, and so I've got a proposition for you. I see that you've helped this town, and I'm yet a traveler myself. But, I need to get to another island, and I need to get to, well, let's just say, my next adventure. And I need just a bit of gold. I've got a few things here that I think you might like. And he seems like this odd peddler, but at the same time too, you see this glint in his eye, as you know most Dragonborn have a passion and fury for what they long after, and you see this almost fire of adventure spark as he's speaking about his next steps. He pulls out this armband with a golden hand on it, and in the middle of it, a purple diamond. So this has served me well, but I must part with a few things so I can pay for my travels. This here, well, you should see for yourself. I think you quite like it. And he hands it to you. Just place it on your arm and enjoy the effect.
Sure.
So he grins, and as you place this on your arm, you feel this magical,
This is how people get you, man.
this magical ability
Candy.
I'll get into a van, sure.
run into you and then back down your hand, and then right as it hits your hand, you see an ethereal version of your hand kind of float above and then suck back into your hand. He goes, so, you know, magic of being able to cast this hand. Some magicians use it as pure trickery. This band gives you some of that opportunity in and of yourself. So, make a fist, think about it, think about your hand somewhere else.
So Real POTUS says, "Come down the alley with this stranger and wear this item real quick." He also tipped $5, saying the party survived for 3 hours.
The party survived for 3 hours. Let's see what the scroll for this would be.
He's a really nice one.
Because we're in this scene. Out of the brick wall next to the Dragonborn that's talking, a little branch sprouts, and 3 good berries are left dangling on that branch.
There you go.
I am hungry.
Berries.
And you could use with a
Got the
healing.
good good, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to.
So you're able to grab these good berries, and they restore 1 hit point each. If you eat them, they also are able to stabilize others.
I'll hold on to them.
Perfect. So as this armband is being described, just make a fist and think where you would like your hand to be. Try it, I dare you.
Okay.
All right. What would you like to do? What do you
Is
think about?
there a brick wall or like a stone wall nearby?
There's a stone wall right where those good berries have sprouted out.
I'm gonna picture trying to smash that.
All right. So as you picture trying to smash that, an ethereal version of your hand comes out and hits the wall, and a bit of dust flies off. And then the hand just kind of floats there. And as you think about it, you start moving the fingers on the hand, and you're able to control the hand fluidly, and you feel it, but at the same time, yet you don't. This band allows you to cast Mage Hand up to 3 times per day at will.
Oh, wow. Well, all right then.
But it's also
How
Quad's
does
glamour
5
as
copper
probably
sound?
saying, this alley is way better than I expected.
How much do you want for this?
Well, I need about 2 gold to get on my boat. But I've got a few more trinkets to sell about town, so a gold and I will part with it.
For you, a fellow dragonborn in seeking adventure, I will give you 2 gold pieces for it.
Thank you, sir. And he grabs you by both shoulders and shakes you with joy.
Dragon kiss! That's what we do! I'm okay with it!
And then he takes the 2 gold from you, and he again pats you on the shoulder and gives you this big toothy grin, and hurriedly puts the hood over his head and scoots off. You see him pass the corner and then almost disappear.
Good dude.
Good dude.
Good
I'll
dude.
always remember him.
He's
That
a good dude.
probably
now-
he's probably named Julian.
Rosalind, what are you doing in town?
She
Well,
sees a
thinking about-
cloaked dragonborn running out of an alley.
Hey, hey. I'd probably wander and see if there's like a bookstore or an herbalist. I'm intrigued with these portals.
You do find a bookstore that is just around the corner from all of the weaponry.
Good night, Quinterfire. Get some sleep.
Good night, thank
It's
you for
4
tuning
a.m.
in.
there.
Whoa.
Right?
Another UK fan of
Yeah.
ours. Woo! Alright, so you do notice a bookstore that is open just around the corner from where the rest have stepped into shops.
I'd probably wander over.
Alright.
It's just a little shop.
As you look into the front window, there is a fancy quill sitting on a pedestal, and the quill has a price tag on it of 1 gold, 5 silver, and a little note that says, "The best quill you'll ever own."
Well, that's confident for a quill. I wander in and ask the bookkeep if he has anything on portals.
Hi, well, welcome to my shop, and I greet you today. You're looking for portals, you say?
Well, I didn't assume there'd be a portal in your shop, but a book on portals.
A book on portals. Yeah. Portals.
Or anyone in town who might have information.
Oh, you're not talking about the portals in the woods, are ya?
Just general knowledge.
General knowledge.
You've been banned from the couch.
Right.
General knowledge on the portals. We don't believe in that kind of thing here.
Have you not seen the monsters?
Oh, we've seen the monsters, but we try not to teach others about these portals because we don't want to summon more monsters here.
Well, if you don't know about them, how can you end them?
If you don't know about them, how can you start them?
Well, you're clearly not starting them.
Well, we don't want the children to think, oh, I like these pretty cute kitty displacer beasts. I want one of my own. And then suddenly there's displacer beasts ravaging the town. Or, oh, I like these 3-headed wolves. I just want a cute little wolf pup for my own. No, we don't want that. What do you think when the kids get these books? But I do have a few things here. Do you like books about sparkly vampires?
Not at all.
And he puts that one down below.
How about a magical school for kids who can't ride these steam locomotives?
Sounds interesting.
How many
There's a
of those?
portal in that one. No.
No.
It's got portals.
I don't know if I have that much time.
How about something about a time traveler's spouse. None of those. All right, I'll put them away. I don't have any portal books for you.
No worries. Just perusing.
I do have a fancy quill that has come in. If you didn't see that in the front window.
Yes. I'm not much of a writer.
It's a magical quill, they say, but I don't know what we're talking about when it comes to magic. I stay away from this stuff.
Give me a minute.
I
cast detect
10
ten.
minutes later, as you've browsed all of the shelves and you see weird comic books from Dragon's Past, you walk up and you see on the quill a magical enchantment here. And it is of enchantment and a slight twinge of evocation.
That's nice.
Right?
I don't know what any of that means.
So, enchantment, spells that affect the minds of others and make them see or do something a bit different. Evocation, where you manipulate things to a desired effect.
Ethan is like.
Bigsby wouldn't use it either, but this just like, you could do so much with that.
Can I try it out?
Hey, you can try it out if you want here.
He gives you some paper and pulls out a little inkwell. And as you dip it and you start writing, it writes fantastically, but it starts to shudder as you think a little bit about the rest of your group that you have to get back to. And it gives you a very small buzz, but not like a zap, but just like almost like a negative reaction. It almost says no to you. When you start thinking about getting back to your party.
Interesting.
Oh, what do you find interesting about that? It came from a great book writer. What was his name? Oh, it was a couple generations ago. Julian.
Julian again?
Yeah, he lived in a cabin in the woods.
Is
and-
everyone named Julian?
No. There's just one family that's got a lot of Julians in it, and I don't know what's going on with them.
We saved his kid today.
Oh, Hotshot.
Well,
You
this
saved
is such a small
Hotshot.
world.
You saved Hotshot. Well, we're a small town. Did you look here?
And he points out the
You know,
window.
I was born in a small town.
Probably die in a small town.
Well, I grew up
You're still in
a
another building.
Yeah, so.
He's hearing your voice randomly in the back of his head.
Mhm.
What's going on, Bixby? So yeah, he was a writer. He wrote a lot of books about magical beasts and things, probably about some of these portals. But I think it was, what was his name? I can't remember. He went by a different pen name of the Dark Rider. And at that point, when the Dark Rider has been said, the quill shakes a little bit in your hand, almost as if it wants to write something.
I put it to the paper.
And you sign without your hand, the Dark Rider. And the guy looks down.
How did you come about his signature if you've not heard of him?
I am gifted.
Well, if you're gifted enough with that quill, I'll give you a discount of... It's 1 gold. You don't worry about the silver if you'd like to take it.
Alright.
All right.
I give him the gold.
It was just a long
That was a
con
hard
to bring
sale.
down the price.
I don't want to break my gold.
He stares at you, kind of trying to understand who you are as you put it in your bag, and you smile at him, and you just kind of wander out. And
Did you buy any ink?
I have ink.
Okay.
I also have paper.
Alright.
you have
My drone pack.
what you can write in your items as Quill of Names.
Interesting.
The sun begins to set, as today's been a long day of fighting owlbears, missing your lunch. All of your stomachs are starting to rumble quite hard. And you see the stumble on in just up the hill a little bit. And the front door is propped open, and you see some people milling about inside. You see smoke coming up as you can tell they're cooking a meal that is very inviting, and you know that the innkeep has just a couple more days for your stay here. And Flambler, sir, you are one of the patrons here, so you recognize that as well. You have only been in town for about a day, so you're ready to head home and turn in.
Come on, flame broiler.
Are
Let's
there
go
any
grab
maps
dinner
of
together.
Dragonspire? Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend? Probably. Did you find the...
No, can we post them on Discord?
Oh, I don't have
one
a
of those
fully...
friends.
one of those friends. For one of the friends on the ethereal screen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a full fleshed out drawing of Dragonspire, but I will get one on Discord soon for you, within the next 2 days. Alright.
We go, we eat.
Yeah.
Rest a bit.
Oh, my room's out and back. I have a
Your
hammock.
room's out and back. You have a hammock. Yes, you do. The rest of you have rooms within the inn.
Yep.
All with separate views.
One's
But as-
facing north, one's facing east.
As
facing
as you're
west.
walking in, there is a table that's got some reserved placards on it for 4 people. And you notice that there's the 3 of your names plus a Rogar on there.
Okay.
And the innkeeper rushes up and goes, I see that you've picked up a different Dragonborn. Rogar went off, what, late last night, early this morning? He had some plans just outside of the city.
It's not a different dragon.
Rogar was a Dragonborn, correct?
Oh, yeah, but she's trying to lie about it.
Continue, sir.
Are you colorblind?
This is Fleur de Lis.
Are you?
This is Flambler.
That's it.
Flambler, Rogar, different. Armor, different. No dessert for you, but the rest of you.
I'm glad that you made me roll a deception check.
Do you want to roll a deception?
Hang
To
on.
see
Roll a
if the-
deception.
I
see if
won't let
he's
her
go-
deceive
Yeah, let's roll a deception check.
Roll. Oh, jeez.
To see if he's gonna believe that the dragon, which is a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
color.
Two
Yeah,
different
yeah.
dragons, 2 separate.
Aw. It's a 10.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
He looks at you and shakes his head. Have you already gotten in? I'll let you have dessert. You just take it light on the drink tonight. And he looks at all of you.
He's
Flambler, sir, did you want to dine with this group tonight?
Certainly, we've shared a battle together. Now we will share a meal.
And a meal it will be. And he hustles into the kitchen, kicks open the door. The feast! And you hear the door shut. And as you look around, there's like a couple small tables. One with a family with a couple children that are throwing rolls at each other at the table, as children do.
Always.
And there appears to be a couple on a date that is going quite awkwardly as they're both kind of just looking around, hearing the feast. In a few minutes' time, meats and fruits and vegetables all grilled up so delightfully come out. Some breads and a couple small bowls of soup of various flavors come out. And the kitchen staff of 3 walks out behind the innkeeper. Innkeeper goes, "We heard about what was going on today. We just want to thank you for helping protect the legacy in the town itself, and want to make sure you're filled because we have a few more days of this if the hunters can't keep them at bay. Those nasty creatures, we just don't want to deal with them. But eat, rest, your beds are all made. You'll find a small
Me?
piece of chocolate
on each of your pillows.
That's very nice.
As long as
Oh,
it's not an itch.
Stumble on in.
Mhm.
Quality
The
establishment.
Stumble on
Very
In,
nice.
quality establishment. You should visit our chains amongst these islands. They're superb. We are the best inns in any city that we set foot in. We tend to run the others out of business. But, yeah. Join us at any of our Stumble on Inns, but still, enjoy your time here. Rest, relax.
I play my piccolo as he starts.
I shoot the innkeeper a wink as we start eating our meal.
Is this the innkeeper from this morning?
Yeah.
Innkeeper from this morning, the one from a few days back when you
Did
met him
you
the
have a
first
good
time.
visit with your friends, by the way?
Yeah, I did. I think we're gonna buy that tavern too.
Lovely.
But, you know. Miss? You doing alright over there?
Why do you ask?
Roll a persuasion.
What?
Roll a persuasion.
Okay, 1 sec. I don't know. It's a 15.
As he walks away, he walks over to the bar, taps the guy behind the bar on the shoulder, whispers something, and a glass of wine comes your way. And he turns and looks at you and goes, "You can have your drink tonight, it's fine." And walks back into the kitchen.
Well, that was quite a day. Hey, look what I got! Swing, swing.
You don't have those. They're all.
You don't have a...
You just went
You don't
swing
have
at
any
the table.
I pulled out my bow and arrow.
So,
This is my only weapon right now because I gave everything else up. I don't have anything.
This-
I don't get attacked tonight.
This has been another episode. Well, our first episode titled under the title of Here Be Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
But another episode of The Stumble on In crew.
You have
You
47
all-
hours, 59, 59
He's
minutes and 30
counting down
seconds till your map.
Till
is
your
done.
map. It's actually probably less now because that was posted like a couple of minutes ago. So your clock is ticking, dude.
Mhm.
Uh-oh. Well, I know what I'm doing tonight, tomorrow. I'm drawing you a map.
I'll
Mhm.
see you Monday.
Oh, it's not that. Yeah, it is hard. City planning. City planning stuff. I'll have to call up some people and we'll have to talk about roads,
Gotta get everything zoned.
waterways. Gotta figure out where
zoning
residential
codes.
is.
Shoot.
So, I'd like to thank the couch
Thank you, couch.
And how?
and the people on the couch.
Oh, yeah, Hal.
Thanks, Hal.
His information was just up there. Follow him. Hal, you do a bunch of stuff though. Tell us all about it.
Oh,
Where can they find you?
sure. I'm part of 5 different podcasts.
Only.
Thrilling Adventure Hour, Welcome to Night Vale, Good Morning Night Vale, Tights and Fights, and we got this with Mark and Hal.
We've got this.
I just recorded something for the Adventure Zone.
That's true. You were just on the.
I just recorded something else for them.
Oh, really?
Well,
So
what?
should be back.
So, Adventure Zone and plenty of other 6. We're not really a podcast, we're a vodcast, so 7-ish.
Yeah.
You're
This
just.
one, yeah.
Are you going for full digits?
Yes, I'm gonna
Perfect.
fill my hands and then start
Double
on the
digits,
toes.
you mean?
Perfect.
Double digits, you mean?
Yeah.
Full digits. All
Oh, these
Full
digits.
ditch, fill up the hands.
And
I've
then
never heard
Digitize.
of it. To be honest, I've
toe
never-
digits and
And I'm at Hal Lublin everywhere.
at Hal Lublin.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
You walk into a
Everywhere.
McDonald's, you say,
First
at
name,
Hal
last name.
Lublin.
Just wherever. I'll
At
show
Hal
up.
Lublin, but not
Yes.
at Hal
Just
Lublin
yell.
everywhere, right?
No.
Perfect.
No.
Okay.
Any
find
place
him
you go on
everywhere.
social media,
Any
Hal
place.
Lublin is the handle.
There it is.
That's it.
If
So-
you can handle it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dad
We-
jokes.
We thank you for joining our couch,
Yeah.
and as we can, we will have you back
I'd
as
love
your amazing Dragonborn
Oh.
who threw
Ready
us,
for
who
battle.
threw us all for a little bit of a loop at first. I'm not sure how you're gonna join, but we are so excited to have you here. As you see on screen, we just finished our Indiegogo, but that means we're not finished yet because Indiegogo kept that open. So we are funding some of our gear here. We're funding our backdrop that we're currently building out. That can be found on our Discord, which is also below in Twitch. Please join our Discord. You get to hang out with us, get to see some fun things that are going on, get to potentially interact with all of our cast and crew, influence some of the story. If you want to see our set build, if you want to DM the DM on the side, we can come up with some fun ways to kill the player. I mean, gift the players with things. But be part of our group. Join us. Get to see more Tinkerbell pictures as she's now up and active
Look at
for a
her.
few more minutes.
She's all like, yes, look at me.
She's
we
so-
do work with a few different smaller groups like us because we love our craft and we love to support others with their craft. We have a couple on screen. Blacksmith Craft Dice is one of them. They have made a really cool set of metal dice. They're coming out with some more colors soon. I believe they did a very short run of one of their new colors on Amazon, but keep an eye out
Brushed
because there's
iron.
more.
It was
Ooh,
so
brushed
pretty.
iron.
It is pretty.
We do have all of those except for brushed iron. So do take a look at our Instagram, take a look at their Instagram, follow them. They have a really cool product. When we hit season 2, I believe we'll be partnering with them again for some more giveaways. So season 2 starts in September. You might be able to get your hands on a free set of these dice. If not, they're one of the more inexpensively priced but well crafted dice. They are hefty in your hand.
And they
Quality.
roll
Quality.
just what you need.
They roll just
Like
what
this.
you need.
Most
Nat
of the
20.
time. Yeah, it's a nat 20, right?
Yep.
I can see it from here.
Yep.
Nailed it.
And we do work with a few others. There's a bag that's been placed on the table. Lindsay, please tell us again about your bag from Critical Treasures.
From Critical Treasures, I had to just get one for myself. We gave a few away recently. She has so many prints on her store. She recently actually made it a part-time job, so
Yeah.
it's growing and it's in demand. So she's doing really well, and she makes really quality products. I wish you guys could like feel how thick this bag is. It's like so nice. And you can customize it, you guys. That was like my favorite part. I got to pick like the lining and the cord and like all this stuff. And sizes, like I
Yeah.
said, she makes one that's like the size of this book. Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
So, Critical Treasures
Great for
is based
shopping.
in the UK, and she is looking to convert full-time doing her craft, and it is amazing, high quality. We've given away a few things from her. We will potentially be partnering with her in September as
And some
well.
new partners maybe.
And then there is potential for some new partners. We've got some things in the works. And those will be announced in our Discord first, and then onto our social when we land some more
Yeah.
partners there. If you do want to be a partner, reach out. Hang out with us. We do love everyone building their craft just like us. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything else.
I think we're good.
Party, couch, chair, doggo.
Indiegogo, limited shirt, Critical Treasures, Black.
Limited shirt,
Hal.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
Hal, yeah.
Oh, I think we. Check it
Check,
out.
check. This has been the first episode we've streamed as Here Be Dragons. We are Here Be Dragons D&D on
At-
every social except for Twitter because Twitter has a 15 character limit, not a 16 character limit. So we are
It's a
here,
letter
letter B, Dragons.
If you have any questions, I think it's all
D&D.
listed somewhere. Was it listed on our Indiegogo or was it listed in our Instagram? We
Instagram,
listed it. Search
Instagram
and you'll
has
find us.
it. Search, you'll find us. Here Be Dragons D&D, almost everywhere. Take the E out when you're on Twitter. We're good. The third
The E on
the third
B.
E, the
Yeah.
third E out on B. Yes, Bigsby's having trouble over there. Until the mustache comes off, he's just Bigsby. But for tonight, we bid you adieu, and we hope you enjoy everything else for your evening.
Now 20.
No,
That was a D12.
not this time.
That was a 12.
So, thank you for visiting the Stumble On In. Have a good night.